confirmed the agency is conducting a feasibility study, but hasn't taken. And NASA facing a moment of truth in Florida yesterday, testing the rocket that will carry astronauts around the moon. Here's Dave Packer.
The Artemis II dress rehearsal had to go right. Earlier attempts were haunted by hydrogen leaks that scrubbed tests and wiped out launch dates earlier this month. The hydrogen molecule is tiny and slippery. It escapes easily and can shut everything down. This time, the launch team powered through. They counted down to T-minus 29 seconds with no significant leaks. NASA now looks ahead to a possible March 6th launch. Dave Packer, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, drivers, we've got in Fairview a crash blocking the right lane, 40 eastbound near Cheatham-Williamson County line. Over on the East Bank, Spring Street, just west of First Street. That's causing stop-and-go traffic going eastbound there. Madison got a wreck now, 65 southbound at Old Hickory Boulevard in Donaldson. Injury crash here, Donaldson Pike at Elm Hill Pike. And in Robertson County, still slow go, 24 eastbound between Maxey Road and the McMahon Hollow Road overpass. Delays from an earlier crash investigation. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hello, friends. Welcome, one and all. It is the Matt Murphy Radio Show, underway for another day. It's a First Amendment Freestyle Friday. This afternoon, we bid you fare thee well and good afternoon. Hope you're doing good. Hope your day's going well so far. Hope your Friday's going well. Maybe it's the last day of the week for you. You got a couple of days off of rest and relaxation to spend time with family and friends until you recharge those batteries and get ready for Monday. I hope that's the case. If not, thank you. You're a weekend warrior, and we appreciate you. More on you guys in the 5 o'clock hour. Now, we've got lots to get into today. I hope that we hear from you on these First Amendment Freestyle Fridays. We open up the phone lines. You know, Monday through Thursday, we take all comers. You kind of have to keep on subject. On Fridays, you know, We really don't care. 615-737-9986. 615-737-9986. That's 615-737-WWTN. That's our telephone lines. That's also the super text line, and you're invited to be a part of the show in either of those capacities. You can also hit us up on social media platforms at Matt Murphy Show. That's my Twitter handle, my X Machine handle. It's an awful place. It's a cesspool full of garbage people spewing garbage. But you know what? I love it. And we're there all the time. We've got a lot of breaking news going on. Ken Weaver's back in News Closet B. He gathers those headlines, delivers them twice an hour, and when it breaks, and it's been breaking this afternoon, Brother Weaver.
How about you, boys?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing real good. Yes.
Yeah, better than Grumpy Trumpy today, man.
Yeah.
He's not. I wouldn't want to be Iran this weekend. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't want to be Iran this weekend. Do you go Iran or Iran?
I go Iran.
Iran.
I used to go Iran, but I don't know. I would hear, like, I would read a headline into a report from somebody else, and they would say Iran. So whenever I said Iran, but I believe it is Iran.
Iran, as in I ran over there to gather something from over there, and I ran back over here. Yeah, okay.
But that's what I say anyway.
Well, I'll go with it. I'm going to go with you, Ken Weaver. Yeah, so I wouldn't want to be Iran this weekend because Grumpy Trumpy wants to bomb something, I bet. Yeah, I bet he does.
Yeah, President Trump not happy right now.
No, it amused me. Listen, Trump doesn't like to lose. That's one of the things that we love about the man. Donald Trump does not like to lose, and he does not back up when he considers himself in a losing position. And Donald Trump lost at the Supreme Court level. His administration made an argument. The executive branch made an argument. By the way, do not buy into. Let me give you a couple of my overall takeaways. But before I do, Jackson, Jackson is
he's busy.
He's answering phone calls already.
Ooh, that boy's hard at work.
Look at him. Man, oh man, he's going after it. Thank goodness he ate some of those delicious waffles in the break room to give himself some sugary energy for this afternoon, Ken.
There's waffles in there?
Oh, yeah.
I had a waffle.
We were just talking about that. I said, thank goodness you had well, look, he's answering the phone again.
Dang, Brother Jackson's working.
I'll answer that phone call in a second. We need to talk about today's ruling because it is shocking, and I am just dismayed for the future of our country.
Okay, hold on. Ken, this surprised me. So Jackson and I didn't see one another, and I was doing a podcast, and then I came out of the podcast, and Jackson said, I've got a few things to say about this ruling, and I went, wow. Because this is not normally Jackson's forte to just get involved and get in on the content side of things.
Right.
And I was like, well, my goodness, because, I've got a few things to say about the ruling too, Jackson.
Yeah, but I'm going first. This is my show now.
Jackson has a few things to say about this ruling. Jackson, go right ahead.
This is the most ridiculous, short-sighted, wimpy cowardice ruling that I have ever seen.
Oh, goodness.
I am shocked and dismayed, and I have lost so much faith in our judicial system today.
Wow. Jackson just laying it down. I mean,
going scorched earth.
How are you not going to give Joey Aguilar an extra year of eligibility? He played 2 years in JUCO, and you're not going to give him. You're not going to give him that year back. JUCO is not eligible to make the NIL benefits at a place he would make like Tennessee, and it is dismaying and disheartening that we are not going to get an extra year of Joey Aguilar in the orange and white.
So you're not talking about the Supreme Court ruling?
Huh?
The 6-3 Supreme Court ruling.
What are you talking about?
Tariffs.
What tariffs?
What happened with Joey Aguilar?
And he's not eligible. The court ruled today.
They said he's 33 years old. He needs to move on with his life.
I didn't even realize that the Supreme Court had taken up the Joey Aguilar case.
It wasn't Supreme Court. It was in Knoxville.
Knoxville? Well, goodness, Jackson, who y'all going to get to quarterback the Volunteers this year?
No idea, but in 2025 Tennessee fashion, they lost another home game.
Jackson is despondent with it. So I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with I thought you were talking about the Supreme Court decision, Jackson.
I don't know what you're talking about. Just do your politics thing. I'll be back here fuming.
Murphy, I thought you knew that's where Jackson was going.
I had no idea. I thought he came to me. He said, I got a few things to say about the judicial ruling. I was like, okay, well, let's go. Let's make it happen. Maybe Jackson spicing up that. And I should have known. I should have known. What? So, Jackson, catch me up to as best you can. Try to stay as calm as you can. What happened with Joey Aguilar? So, Joey Aguilar was trying to get another year.
Because he played 2 years in JUCO. JUCO not a part of any, it's not, D1, D2, or D3. It's its own entity.
Okay.
And so last year they ruled that Diego Pavia got an extra year of eligibility because he played 1 year in JUCO. Joey played 2 years in JUCO, so he should have been entitled to one extra season, the 2026 football season. He was in court arguing that the past week or so, and today the judge came back with a cowardice and wimpy ruling that he will not be eligible for 2026.
Did you delve into it as to the reasoning, or you simply read the headline and decided that it was cowardice and wimpy?
Option B.
Okay, sure. That's fair. That's fair.
I'm going to ask Jay St. Clair. I got a few questions for Jay.
Okay, well, maybe, maybe Jay would offer his services. I mean, he's a volunteer.
He might.
Man.
All I'm saying is I've got my crayon ready.
What about your $140?
I'm working on it.
I'll loan you some. I got $20 for you. You'll have to work on the rest, but we'll figure it out. That's funny, Jackson. Good job. That's pretty good. So the judicial system letting us down today all the way around on the Matt Murphy Show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. From Knoxville to Washington, D.C. and all points in between, these judges in black robes not doing the job that we want them to do for the United States of America. That's unfortunate. Actually, I'm going to disappoint some of you that think that I always side with Trump on things. I don't always side with Trump on things. I do think the Supreme Court made the proper decision. I do recognize that tariffs are taxes, and that's the basic. You need to understand two basic things to understand why the courts ruled in the way that they did. And I know that Trump's mad about it, and Trump will figure it out, by the way. And I think that this will make Trump better as a result. I think the American economy will get better as a result. I think that Donald Trump and his administration will get better as a result. I think that they will figure out better ways to improve manufacturing opportunities here in the United States of America. There are more than one ways. There's more than one way to skin a cat, as the saying used to go. We don't say that much anymore, but we used to. And I think the Trump administration will figure it out. But two things you need to understand with regard to the Supreme Court ruling. Number one, tariffs are taxes. And Congress levies taxes. The executive branch does not have the authority to do so. I read portions of the Thomas dissent. I understand where Clarence Thomas is coming from. I understand that when Congress offers the executive branch the opportunity to regulate trade practices, that by some interpretations, as Clarence Thomas has done, you could say that that is granting and ceding their authority to levy taxes, and that they are the only entity that is able to do so. But I agree with the majority of the court that that was not the intent of granting regulatory authority to the executive branch with regard to trade practices. Number two, the court decided that not only does Congress have the sole authority to raise taxes, that even if they were to grant Trump had the ability to do so in an emergency circumstance, that you could not argue that 50 years of trade imbalance is an emergency circumstance. It was somewhat of a specious argument at best. That was what the Trump administration argued, that they got the opportunity, they had the authority to define what was an emergency and what was not an emergency. And the courts decided, no, we're not going to just give you the ability to declare anything you want to be an emergency and just move on from there. There are some barriers, there are some guardrails that you will not be able to cross. Now, this means relatively nothing because outside of a few days of being grumpy Trumpy, and I love him to death, but he will be Grump Trump for a couple of days, and he does not like losing, and that was on display during the press conference earlier today when and I was very amused by this, he said that the court, they were embarrassments to their families.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was, so the majority of the court, specifically, he said Coney Barrett and Justice Gorsuch, that they were embarrassments to their families, not their nation, not the judicial system, not the sanctity of the court. They're embarrassments to their families. Which, I mean, like they're going home tonight and their family, shame on you. How dare you? You have besmirched our good family name, John Roberts. So it was pretty funny to me. We will discuss all throughout the course of the day. If you have anything to say about it, 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. Anybody who's for our current trade imbalance has stock in foreign companies. I don't know of anyone that is in favor of the trade imbalance. The bottom line is this. Tariffs are taxes. They are pass-throughs. Businesses, if you learn anything from this radio show, there are a few Murphy maxims that I've held with me for the 6 years that I've been doing this radio show. And one of them is this, that businesses, companies do not pay taxes. Taxes are a pass-through expense. And however you raise taxes against a company, they are going to, consistent with that amount of money that you're raising against their bottom line, they're going to figure out a way to balance their sheet against those taxes. Whether it's cutting means of production, cutting staff, cutting employees, or raising prices. They will figure it out. They'll have to figure it out. Because just like the light bill, just like operating expenses, just like payroll, just like production cost, taxes they are a cost of doing business. And tariffs are a part of the cost of doing business. There are other and better ways to do this, and the Trump administration will find them. 615-737-9986. Would love to hear from you. Friday's coming along in the 4 o'clock hour as well. Plus, nincompoops in the news. The rubber match, Ken Weaver versus Matt Murphy. Jackson will play along, but he has no ability to win this week.
I've already got mine.
What's the judge's name?
I don't know, but I'm going to find it before 5:35. I can promise you that.
It's going to be that kind of show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy for Grace Point Healthcare. Affordable, convenient, and comprehensive medicine in a direct pay format. As a direct pay primary care provider, all treatment decisions are made between you and the medical staff of Grace Point Healthcare, not your insurance company. Whether paying by the visit or enrolling in their Smart Care plan, you'll always know you're getting exceptional care at an affordable price. And the Smart Care plan, $99 for the grown-ups, $79 for the kids, and you can pay through your HSA account. At Grace Point, there's no long wait times in the waiting rooms either, and they don't believe in making you wait weeks on end to get an appointment. If you're sick today, you're sick today. You're not sick 2 weeks from now, and they don't make you wait. Plus, they treat the entire body with a comprehensive medical approach, getting to the root of the problem, not just treating the symptoms of your issue. Friends, Grace Point Healthcare is here for you in Franklin, 599-6868, 599-6868. Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine delivered the old-fashioned way. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy for Nashville Safe House. NashvilleSafeHouse.com, NashvilleSafeHouse.com. I'll give you that website here in just a moment as well. Nashville Safe House is your go-to shop for all things safes in our community. And sadly, we wish it were not so, but break-ins are still an issue in the Middle Tennessee area. Mark and his team, Mark was telling us about one of the customers that came in and sadly had lost over $250,000 in valuables because of a break-in before they secured those valuables with a high-security safe from the Safe House. The Safe House has the best selections of safes, not just in Middle Tennessee, but all throughout our state, really the Southeast. They're the only dealer for Fort Knox safes in the area. You can also find that they have the largest Browning selection that you'll ever see, the largest and friendliest Browning dealer in the world. Friends, go by Nashville Safe House and see the incredible selection. They've got small safes, big safes. They've got something for every budget, something for every fire rating, every price point at Nashville Safe House. Go see the Murph, which is my safe there in the lobby area. Say hello to Jill and the rest of the team and tell them I sent you to Nashville Safe House. NashvilleSafeHouse.com or 4th Avenue South in Nashville.
Millions of pounds of Trader Joe's chicken fried rice have been pulled from the shelves, and we'll tell you why you better pull it from the freezer. Coming up at 3:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Holy shnikes. Everybody alert the authorities. We got to get all the Trader Joe's rice out of the freezer. Oh, wait. I don't go to Trader Joe's. Although, is it Trader Joe's that used to have that $2 chuck? You remember that? Anybody? It was a wine. It was $2 bottle of wine. And I think they changed it to $3 chuck. And I don't know if they've changed it again to $4 chuck, but it was $2 chuck back in the day.
$2 chuck.
$2 chuck. I distinctly remember this.
Did you have to stick your pinky out when you drank it?
No, this is more like just chug it and hold your nose.
You don't even need a glass.
Just you stick your pinky out while you're holding your nose, Ken. Oh, my God, it stinks.
You just turn up the bottle.
You ever had any of that MD 2020, Jackson? Mad Dog?
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe? You would know.
Jackson's being all coy.
He is being coy. Jackson's in a mood today.
He is, man. He's all upset about his quarterback.
Yeah, he wasn't that good anyway.
You weren't saying that in September.
At the end of the game, I was. Yeah, that guy wasn't any good.
No, it was the kicker's fault. Joey played great against Georgia.
Not that Jackson isn't over it or anything. TB says, I love Trader Joe's. I have 2 bags of that rice in my freezer. Well, you better listen to the bottom of the hour newscast, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Because Ken Weaver has some news for you and anyone else that might have some of that rice in their freezer. Yep, $2 chuck.
$2 chuck.
In California.
I thought you were going to say that was like $2 for a steak.
No, I don't know why they called it I guess just because it rhymes, Ken, but that's what it was called, $2 chuck.
Oh, $2 chuck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could have $5 chuck.
Well, with this inflation going on. I mean, now that we got this inflation going on, it might be $8 chuck. I don't know. 4460 wants to know if Nico has any eligibility left. It's just a question. I mean, I lean on our resident sports expert of the Matt Murphy Show for these types of sports-related questions, Jackson. I'm not trying to rile your anger. I just ask, does Nico have any eligibility left? 4460 wants to know.
No, or he does, but I don't know.
You guys got that 5-star, man. Got that 5-star.
Yeah, Kenny, and he's about as big around as
one of your legs?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, he's a 5-star. Play him.
I mean,
get him out there. Play him.
So he's skinny.
Tiny.
Oh, he's little.
Like Bryce Young,
well, he's
tiny?
6'4".
Bryce Young, tiny?
Well, he's 6'4".
Well, he can see over the line.
Well, he's about 160 pounds.
That's not a lot. You can break him over your knee.
Goodness.
Mm-hmm. I saw Brother Ken at Trader Joe's not too long ago. I was starstruck to say hey. I was too starstruck to say hey, though.
Why?
Because you're Ken Weaver.
Well, you're Ken Weaver. Were you at You were at Trader Joe's, though?
Let's see.
Does that track?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I believe I was at Trader Joe's.
Well, come
Tell
on.
me what we were buying.
5806, you got to go up and say hello. If you ever see me out and about, come on up and say hello.
Yeah,
I'd love to see
always
you.
say hi.
Yeah,
Always.
always say hello. Unless it's Jackson. Jackson will snap your head right off.
Ken, did you get some of them dark chocolate peanut butter cups?
No, but I will next time.
You got to. They're not to be missed.
I didn't know they had that.
Oh, they are excellent.
I'm being told that the reason they called it $2 Chuck was because the brand name for the wine was Charles Shaw wine. And so it was
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
collectively known as $2 Chuck,
Oh, $2 Chuck.
Charles $2 Chuck.
$2 Chuck. $2 Chuck.
And then Brian writes in, and I love a good callback. You all know how much I love a good callback. Brian writes in and says, "Oh, you didn't say hello. Leave it to Weaver." that joke's going to work so much better when we get the theme song going. Oh, we need to do a segment like on Mondays where Ken tells us all about his weekend,
That's going to be real boring.
and we'll call it Leave It to Weaver. And we'll play the theme song.
What'd you do this weekend, Ken? Well, I watched the Sooner men's basketball team give up a double-digit lead and lose again.
We'll do it at 3:59 every Monday.
Leave It to Weaver. Starring, I think I used to be able to do this. Starring, who was the guy? Ward Cleaver was Hugh Beaumont.
Hugh Beaumont.
Starring
yeah.
Hugh Beaumont, Barbara Billingsley,
Let me ask you boys
Tony
this.
Dow, and Jerry Mathers as the Beaver.
When you guys get home from a hard day's work, do you take off the suit and tie and then put on some more slacks, a button-up shirt, and just a sweater? Remember that?
Oh, I'm going to get into my relaxing outfit.
Ward Cleaver would come home in a full-on suit.
Yep.
And
he
then
would.
reemerge in another pair of slacks.
Yep.
Some loafers.
Nice little leather belt, little thin leather belt. Yeah.
Belt, button-up shirt, and sweater.
Yeah. Yeah. That's his relaxing clothes, Ken.
Ken, we wear shorts to work.
Yes, sir.
This was a distinguished man of his time.
By the way, Jackson, youngster, there was a time not so long ago when people would dress up to go to the airport. You know that?
Oh, that was a big deal.
That was a big deal.
Big deal. Well, going to the bank was a big deal, man.
I just think y'all didn't get out enough back then.
Oh, man.
I mean, man, folks, they'd get gussied up to go to the bank.
Man, I mean, and now people get,
Now they're in their PJs.
well, I mean, yeah.
In their pajamas.
They dress at the airport like people used to dress to get on the bus. God knows what they're doing on the bus nowadays.
Oh, I don't want to know.
Nobody rides the bus.
Well, there you go.
Here.
Well, that's true. That's fair enough. It's time for the real news. Mike and JR will get to your calls presently on Super Talk 99.7 WTN 331. Hang in.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. Millions of pounds of Trader Joe's chicken fried rice has been pulled from shelves after reports of glass found in several packages. The recalled rice sold nationwide at Trader Joe's grocery stores. The USDA says the packages carry best buy dates from September 8th to November 17th of 2026. Anyone who purchased that product, you are advised to throw it away or return it to the store immediately. Just don't eat it. President Trump not letting today's Supreme Court ruling striking down about 70% of his tariffs stop him.
Today I will sign an order to impose a 10% global tariff under Section 122 over and above our normal tariffs already being charged.
New pressure put on Iran's leaders today as President Trump reveals he's considering a range of options for military strikes against Iran in an attempt to get a deal on their nuclear program. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers.
Not indicating publicly, at least, what he is considering, but he has certainly made it very clear that a military option is very much on the table, even as the White House also continues to say that diplomacy is still his first way forward.
And here in Tennessee, Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell now confirms that Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, has been looking at property along Highway 109 as a possible site for a new detention facility. He says a Department of Homeland Security attorney told him the agency is in a due diligence phase, but hasn't contacted city utilities or engineering. The news comes after conflicting statements from ICE about whether an expansion was planned. Mayor Bell says he doesn't believe Lebanon is the right place for any correctional facility. He says that's an opinion he shares with Senator Marsha Blackburn. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Still working that crash in Fairview. It is blocking the right lane of 40 eastbound near the Williamson-Cheatham County line. Right now in Murfreesboro, we've got debris in the center lane, 840 eastbound, just past Jefferson Pike, exit 61. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hello, friends. Matt Murphy, the Matt Murphy Radio Show. Thank you for being with us. 39 after. That would be 39 after 3. It's 3:40. Almost. Jackson, I've made a horrible mistake. You know, I tell you, I don't typically eat during the show. I do not make it a habit of eating during the show.
You tried one of them waffles, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
You had a piece of bacon?
I had a piece of bacon.
Delicious, wasn't it?
It was really good. I don't know when that bacon was made. Probably really, really early this morning.
Yes.
That's the best case scenario.
There's some shrimp and grits in there, too.
I don't think I'm going.
I'm not trusting 8
I
hours.
think I'm going to go.
I'm sure it was delicious, but that's been there for
It's been there for a
the
hot
waffles, the bacon, that's fine.
Yeah.
The shrimp and grits, although Ken Weaver might be able to give us a report on that.
What's that?
On the shrimp and grits?
There's some shrimp and grits in the break room, Ken.
Bacon, too, Ken.
I'll be
Waffles
right back.
as well.
The bacon is good, Ken.
Waffles are great, too.
I'll be right back.
I just tried. Yeah, Ken Weaver is going to go give a full report from the break room, Super Talk 99.7 W10. Hold on. See, my problem is I had a piece of bacon, and now I've got the burps. And the last thing I want to do is burp on anyone. So I apologize in advance for anything that might come out of my mouth that I do not intend to come out. There you go. Most of the things that will come out of my mouth in the next several minutes, I fully intend for them to. Does Mike want to wait for Fry J on line 1? Or
Yes.
Okay, so Mike is waiting on Fry J. JR is next up on the issue of Trader Joe's. Hey, JR, how are you?
I'm doing good, Matt. Like your show, I wanted to tell you a little bit about the story behind Two Buck Chuck. I'm from Northern California in the wine country up there where the Charles Shaw Winery was located, or, well, fairly close. But what happened was Charles Shaw and his wife owned a wine company, and they got a divorce. And it was such a contentious divorce that the judge ruled that Charles Shaw would retain ownership of Charles Shaw Winery, but his wife would receive all of the proceeds and profit from the company. And I drank Two Buck Chuck. It was $2.99 for 25 years. It's been $2.99 as far as I can remember. They did raise it to $3.99, but Charles Shaw kept the wine at $2.99, so the company would not make a profit.
Wow. That's a great story. I mean, that's fantastic. That did not know that. That's pretty cool, JR.
Yep.
Well, no, thank you for relating it to us. No, it makes sense. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, obviously, if I'm not going to see any of the proceeds one way or the other, might as well just make the bottom line even out to zero and then be done with it. In the meantime, there's other stories going on outside of the Trader Joe's story. This story that Ken just delivered out of Lebanon, I should say, this is becoming increasingly confusing. So I was convinced that someone was trying to sow the seeds of confusion and frustration, potentially even from inside of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, when it came to what happened out of Lebanon. So there was a report that was delivered, or there was a rumor that was started through news organizations that Immigration and Customs Enforcement wanted property to put on a detention facility in Wilson County in Lebanon. And one of these news organizations contacted Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and they said, well, yeah, we're doing that. And then immediately these same news organizations and others reached out to a variety of different people, to include the governor's office, to include congressmen, to include senators, to include local officials. What do you know about this? How do you know about this? Senator Mark Pody, how do you know about this? Rick Bell. And nobody knew anything. Nobody knew anything about it. And then fairly soon afterwards, a new press release came out from Immigration and Customs Enforcement indicating that, in fact, there was no inquiry in Lebanon, Tennessee, as to any land availability, and there would be no ICE detention facility here. Well, that was as of like yesterday. Today, this from Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell. And it's been widely reported and disseminated, and I know our own Ken Weaver has this story on his desk as well. Rick Bell says, yesterday I spoke with the senior counsel for the Department of Homeland Security. He confirmed Immigration and Customs Enforcement is interested in property along the Highway 109 South Corridor inside the city limits of Lebanon. They are in the due diligence phase of a feasibility study. They've not contacted anyone with the City of Lebanon Utilities or Engineering Department. This morning, I spoke with U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn. She's working with us, along with leaders of the Department of Homeland Security, to rectify the situation. Rectify, that's an interesting language to use. She, too, believes the city of Lebanon is not the right location for this facility. As a conservative Republican, I believe we should have a secure border. However, other than the Wilson County Jail, Lebanon, Tennessee is not the place for any type of correctional facility, ICE or otherwise. So apparently this case is not closed. It's still open. Now, Mayor Rick Bell, I'm certain he is relating Marsha Blackburn's feelings on this matter adequately and appropriately and accurately, that she does not believe that an Immigration and Customs Enforcement detention facility belongs in Lebanon or Wilson County. This feels very much like a NIMBY attitude regarding these facilities. Now, let me play a little bit of devil's advocate, and the Wilson County Jail is huge, right? It's a big facility. And obviously, it's a necessary facility in that area. But I just want to play a little bit of devil's advocate with you. Nobody wants the dump in their backyard. Nobody wants the dump near them, but the dump has to be somewhere. We have to have a dump. NIMBY, for those of you in Aniana, stands for not in my backyard. I know that we need it. I know that it is important, but I don't want it anywhere near me. Garbage dump, airports, etc. And correctional facilities, for that matter. I've never really understood the correctional facility angle because, for the most part, in 2026, these types of correctional facilities are obviously incredibly safe and escape from them incredibly rare. Plus, they in these communities become somewhat of a jobs program in as much as they have to have people that work there, and those folks are going to live there and spend money there. But if we are in favor of Homeland Security and we're in favor of these correctional detention facilities, because obviously if you are eliminating illegal aliens from the United States of America, you have to offer them their due, underline due, process. And in doing so, that takes a little bit of time. So you've got to apprehend them. You have to detain them in a facility somewhere. You have to offer them that level of due process. And then you have to deport them to their country of origin or a country of their choosing that will take them. So, yes, we should have a secure border. Of course, Rick Bell agrees with that. So does Marsha Blackburn. Why not in Wilson County is my question. Would it be that bad of an idea? .4460 says Matt's going to get on the bad side of the Lebanon mafia if he keeps talking about that. I'm genuinely curious why the people of Wilson County would be so against a correctional facility like this. According to Rick Bell, it's not a good idea.
Property values.
Property values. Well, somebody's got to, what if everybody said that? Is my question. What if everyone in America said, not in my backyard? Y'all need to take that dump on down the road. It's going to hurt my property values.
That's pretty much what we say.
Right? That's exactly what we say. Have you ever listened? Man, I've been through them. When people talk about putting they don't call them garbage dumps anymore, Ken. Well, yeah, they call them sanitation and waste disposal facilities and that kind of crap.
Sanitation facilities.
Oh, yes. Oh, that sounds good, doesn't it? Oh, it's a sanitation facility. Oh, by the way, speaking of the dump, can I say something real quick? Thank you very much. It's my show. I can.
You can say anything you want, Brother Murphy.
Ken,
yes, sir.
They won't take tires at the dump.
Really?
So, not at my dump. I went to the Mount Pleasant dump this morning. I had some things I had to dump at the dump. I had cleaned out the shed, and I'm very, very pleased. My OCD is so fulfilled, Ken, because my big shed in the backyard, I've now got it all set up. I got my pegboard up. I got all my stuff where it's supposed to go. I've got every little thing in its place. You know how it goes? Well, I had to clean it out, and the previous owner of the property left a few items behind, to include a few cans of paint, some Roundup, which they also wouldn't take, and a tire, amongst other things. There were carpets and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, they took it at the dump in Mount Pleasant. Now, the dump isn't what the dump used to be. Did you ever go to the dump with your dad or your family as a kid, Ken?
I don't recall.
What about you, Jackson? You ever go to the dump?
Yeah, I've been to the dump with my parents.
So, did you when I went to the dump when I was a kid, when we dumped trash, you went to where they were tilling the trash into the dirt? Like you went to the side of the cliff. Like they had the big pieces of equipment. Now, beep, beep, beep. There's stuff moving around. There's flies. You see rats everywhere. You were at the dump, and you dumped at the dump.
No, it's just like a huge, size of the room I'm in right now, bigger than the room I'm in right now, bin.
Yes. That's the dump that is in Mount Pleasant. That dump. That's the new dump.
That's the dump I grew up going to.
That's the new dump. But they have a lot of those bins and a lot of those containers. And they have this container's for wood-based items. This container is for metal-based items.
Yeah.
This container's for electronics. And I said to the nice fella. Yeah, he was a good. He asked me about my tag, Ken.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I haven't got my tags changed yet, of course.
You better look out.
And my tag says Wilson County. And I'm in Murray County.
Ooh.
And only Murray County residents are allowed to dump at the Murray County dump.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what old boy said to me?
What'd he say?
You new around here? That's what he said. I said, yes, sir. We just moved about a month ago. Oh, okay. I was just noticing your tag over here. I was like, oh, yeah, it says Wilson County. I said, that'd be quite a drive.
Good thing nobody said, where you going, city boy?
Where you coming from there, city slicker? You think you going to come out here to the country and dump your trash out here? I don't think so. You got another thing coming. Take that crap on back to Wilson County. Not in my backyard. So I said, well, is there a place to put? I said, I've got old Roundup. I said, I was cleaning out the house that we just bought, and this is a container full of, bug spray and Roundup. And he goes, no, we don't take that. And I didn't argue with him. That's fine. I was like, oh, okay. But I thought to myself, this is the dump. Like, where the hell am I? I'm at the source. I'm at the mother spigot. Where am I supposed to take it if I can't take it to the dump? Like, what am I supposed to do with it? It's not mine. I don't want it. And then I asked him, I said, well, do you take tires? No, we don't take tires. You got to go to Columbia for the tires. Columbia? What do you mean I have to go to Columbia for the tires? I said, really? He goes, yeah, we don't have a way to process them. I was like, well, this is the dump. What do you mean? Anyway, so I guess
you might be able to sell those tires.
It's one tire, and it's a very old, beat up. I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it out to the backyard and bury it and put a plant in the middle of it, which is what my grandma used to do.
There you go, man.
You know, remember, Ma used to use old tractor tires, and she'd paint them white.
Yeah.
And then they would be her planters.
Tie Miss Beasley to it, and she can get in shape chasing squirrels.
Oh, man. Hey, they finished the fence.
Yeah.
And we let them out leashless for the first time. Ooh. Oh, my goodness gracious.
I bet you that was fun.
Oh, my goodness gracious. They're in 2 acres, Ken.
Oh,
almost
man.
2 acres of property.
That's awesome.
And this is property that is virgin property, right? I mean, the squirrels have had free reign for a long time.
Right.
And Ms. Beasley and Munson, they are taking over, buddy boy.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
I
Yes,
love
sir.
I'm gonna video some of this weekend and
Oh,
put it
you
up
got
on
to,
socials.
man.
Yeah, it'll be fun because they are letting all the woodland critters know that there's new sheriffs in town,
Yeah.
and their names are Munson and Mrs. Beasley.
You haven't seen any woodpeckers yet, have you?
There was one asking for you. It's a big one. You ain't seen that weaver around, have you? No.
Where's that weaver at?
Well, let him know we're looking for him.
Don't give him any bricks.
Anyway, that's my Woody. All right, 54 after the hour. Mike and, a couple of Mikes, and one of them wants to talk about the dump. We'll get to it on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Friends, USS stands for United Structural Systems, but it also stands for peace of mind, for comfort with you and your family, knowing that you are secure in your foundation and you don't have to worry about waterproofing issues that might plague others. Friends, it is a fact in the state of Tennessee. Our topography dictates it that you could have waterproofing issues in your home, and if you don't know it, what you don't know can hurt you. If you've noticed a musty or moldy smell in the aftermath of the storms that hit us about a month ago, USS wants to help you. They don't just fix structures, they help restore stability, safety, and peace of mind. And United Structural Systems is proud to support organizations like Habitat for Humanity. Their upcoming spring build in early March marks USS's 10th Habitat build, a milestone in their long-standing service to Middle Tennessee. That's what it's all about, folks, giving back where they can and giving to you that level of peace of mind. So if you're concerned about your foundation, if you're concerned about the structural foundation of your home, it's time to call USS, United Structural Systems. Start the journey at USSTN.com. That's USSTN.com. Tell them Matt Murphy sent you to USS.
4 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. A nationwide recall underway for Trader Joe's chicken fried rice after federal inspectors confirmed reports of glass contamination. The product was sold across the U.S. at Trader Joe's stores. Best Buy dates ranging from September to November 2026. Another version of the fried rice sold in Canada. Don't have to worry about that unless you've got family in Canada or you bought some in Canada. Consumers being told to dispose of the products immediately or return them for a refund. Just don't eat it. President Trump imposing a new 10% global tariff just hours after the Supreme Court struck down his earlier tariffs. He's invoking Section 122 of the 1974 Trade Act, which allows presidents to impose temporary tariffs for up to 150 days. Trump says existing tariffs under Sections 232 and 301 will remain fully in place. He sharply criticized the court's 6-3 ruling, calling it deeply disappointing.
They're just being fools and lapdogs for the rhinos and the radical left Democrats, and not that this should have anything at all to do with it. They're very unpatriotic and disloyal to our Constitution.
Group of small businesses who sued the Trump administration over tariffs, they're the winners today. Here's Peter Harlambu.
The landmark case was led by a group of small business owners, including New York-based wine importer Victor Schwartz.
It's like winning a gold medal. It's like you've just come through this whole thing, this long process, and you come out on top. It's incredible.
But Schwartz acknowledged that the road ahead is uncertain and said the process of getting a refund for the tariffs will likely be a challenge. The Supreme Court did not outline a mechanism for refunds, and Trump has suggested the process will be litigated over the next 2 years. Peter Haralambous, ABC News, New York.
Well, speaking to ABC News today, State Department Principal Deputy Spokesperson Tommy Pigott doubles down on the president's increased pressure against Iran, saying those who understand the president know his motives behind his new 15-day deadline, or else.
I think anyone that doubts that the president means what he says just need to look at history to see that he does.
The president wants Iran to come to a fair deal on its nuclear ambition. 40,000 U.S. troops are in place. We're talking about air power and naval power, not ground troops. And a land dispute in Sumner County has taken a turn as TVA has paused its planned transmission line route across the centuries-old Gregory family farm. TVA now says it will reassess the project, take a deeper look at community concerns. The Gregory family still not satisfied.
I think we got their attention. They put out a statement. A lot of people think that's a win. I don't. I think saying they suspended it is not the same as saying it's not coming across this farm, and so we're going to keep digging. We're going to keep sinking our heels in the dirt, and we're going to keep fighting it.
Gregory family, they're speaking to News 2. By the way, country artist John Rich blasted the proposal in a social media post, marking the second time he's publicly challenged TVA. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. East Bank going eastbound. There's a crash at James Robertson Parkway. In Fairview, a crash blocking the right lane. That's going to be 40 eastbound at the Williamson Cheatham County line. Kingston Springs, Ashland City. Spring Hill, a grass fire there. Highway patrols on the scene. 65 southbound past Saturn Parkway. And in Brentwood, an injury wreck, Cloverland Drive at Church Street. Antioch, Murfreesboro Pike west of Pinhook Road. And in Murfreesboro, debris in the center lane, 840 eastbound past Jefferson Pike. It's going to be exit 61. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hello, friends. Hour number 2 starts right now on the Matt Murphy Radio Show, this Friday edition. Glad to have you with us on this February the 20th. Thank you for being around, whether you're listening on 99.7 FM from Alabama to Kentucky and all points in between. Perhaps you're on Spotify, TuneIn, or iHeart. Maybe you've downloaded our own app at Supertalk 99.7 WTN from your app store and carry us wherever you go on your mobile device. We thank you for that. Or maybe, just maybe, you're watching on Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. We've had a few technical issues. These are larger technical issues than I necessarily understand. I don't pretend to understand them, but I am told that we are working to resolve them. We have a short-term fix in place, and we are working on a long-term fix. So I thank you for your patience. I understand that there's a little lag and whatnot going on. We appreciate you. Over on the YouTube chat, things are getting heated and loud and boisterous as usual. The YouTube chat is a crazy place. It's not for the faint of heart. Go over there at your own peril on Supertalk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. Like and subscribe us when you're over there. How much is that costing nowadays there, Ken?
Absolutely nothing, boys. Yes.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You heard the man. Zero, zilch, nada, nothing. Just give us the old thumbs up. Go. By the way, Ken, the free advice that I'm getting as to what to do with my my tire.
Yes, sir.
It's pretty fast. Most people are telling me just to burn it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea, Ken. I don't think that's a good idea.
Bad for the canopy.
That'd be the funniest thing you've ever said. Rough on the canopy, yeah?
Yep. Don't want to hurt that canopy, I'm told.
That's my understanding.
I heard she can give you 650,000 reasons why you shouldn't touch that canopy.
Have you heard WSMV is we got into this story in the 6 o'clock hour. This lady, apparently her total compensation package is $654,000.
Yeah.
And she can't even utter the words "I'm sorry." Make you want to throw up. Now, many people are saying don't burn it. Now, these are actual suggestions I'm getting from the SuperTalk text line.
It might be illegal to do that down there in Murray County.
I imagine it is. I'm not burning it. Y'all don't worry. But I'm getting the suggestion that just put it in a garbage bag and put it in your trash can. Okay.
I saw one that said, give it to Ken.
Okay. And yes, a lot of people are saying you're going to a convenience center. You're not at the actual dump. I don't know. I looked up Mount Pleasant garbage dump, and that's where it took me. So, no, Dave writes in. It says, put the old tires in a heavy garbage bag. Most of the time, they don't know the difference. Most of the time. 6006 says, try to get rid of old gasoline. Well, that's probably true.
That's hard to do.
And you know what? Somebody brought up a good point. Why am I throwing away the Roundup? I don't know. It wasn't my Roundup. I don't know how long the Roundup's been in there, but I suppose the Roundup doesn't go bad.
Well,
just got to be careful with it. I mean, it can cause problems, I suppose. And yeah, so we got all that going on, and a lot of people. Free tire swing, Matt. I'm getting a lot of those too.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
true.
Tire swing.
Oh yeah, put little Miss Beasley in a tire swing. That'd be cute.
I still think you ought to tie her to it and let her run around that yard, get all buffed up.
Man, oh man, she would. She'd drag it. I promise you that. And I was trying to find somebody. Somebody is laughing at me for pronouncing Murray County incorrectly, according to them. And dadgummit, I've lost it now.
Oh, that's one dadgummit.
Yeah, that's one dadgummit.
I did do a dadgummit. That's two. If you're the see, I've got too many. I got way too many coming in. But somebody said, I would think that as a linguist, that you would be someone to pronounce Murray County properly, and it should be. We need to start a campaign to pronounce Murray County Maury County as it is spelled. And I explained to this lovely listener that I pronounced it Maury County when I first got here, and I was excoriated by the listening audience that it is Murray. It is not Maury. You got Jay over there?
I do.
You know what it is? It's
time for Fry Jay. I've got legal questions.
All right, let's go.
Good morning, Americans. It's Fry Jay.
Jackson has legal questions. By the way, I think the super texter knows that it's pronounced Murray, but I think she or he, they are attempting for me to start a campaign to change the pronunciation of Murray County to Maury County now that I live there. And I'm not the man to do any of that. You know what? I feel like I need to get out of the way and just let Jackson quiz Jay St. Clair on some of his legal queries that he says he has during our Friday segment. But before we do that, Jackson, allow me to get through the pleasantries. At 13 after the hour, we love to welcome back my best friend, our legal expert and correspondent. His name is Jay St. Clair, and he joins us this afternoon on the Matt Murphy Show. Jay, I've got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
You know, man, if I were any better, I'd be going to see my best friend this weekend.
Huh.
And I've got some great news. Great news.
What do you got?
I'm going to be able to listen to CDs on the drive up and back.
Jay's coming to see me this weekend, y'all.
Yep.
We're going to see each other Sunday. And talk to me about the CDs. How'd you solve that issue?
Well, I didn't solve it. You know, I'd given up on it, right? And so I was taking Olivia for one of her 2 daily drives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's got me trained. And I said, you know what? I ought to pop a CD in and just see what happens. And so I popped in Sgt. Pepper's.
Okay.
And bam, it played.
Okay.
So who knows? It's some intermittent electrical issue, which is the worst. But we'll see.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, fingers crossed. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go. Were you out at Barber's last weekend?
I was.
You know, I haven't talked about it on air. I've brought it up on social media platforms, on the X Machine and on my Facebook. And I know you're not on Facebook, but I did a more lengthy post on that side. But we lost Mr. George Barber last week.
Yeah, I don't know that we lost him. He led a long and full life. I would say Mr. Barber has gone to his final reward.
Yes. Well said. Very well said.
Yeah.
If you don't know the story of George Barber and his life that he led and how he gave back to his community in so many different ways, I strongly encourage y'all to go and seek it out because what a fine man. And you would never know standing next to him and having conversations with Mr. George that he was one of the wealthiest men in Alabama, if not in the Southeast.
Oh, yeah, I'd say in the Southeast. Yeah.
And he was just, and he would, I love to tell people this story. If you've never been to Barber Motorsports Park, it is gorgeous. It is absolutely immaculate. It is one-off. It is very unique. And Mr. George, during the event weekends, or when they would have people on property, he would put on a white shirt with a Barber Motorsports logo on it, like a Barber Motorsports Park logo on it, like every other worker that was out there would have on. And he would get on the little trolley cars, Jay.
Kind of like undercover boss.
Yeah. And he would ride around. And I asked him one time, I said, I heard that you do that. Is that true? And he said, yes. And I said, Mr. George, why do you do that? And then he goes, well, he said, I don't feel like they would be honest. The people would be honest with me if they knew that it was me. But he said, when I ride around on that trolley, I find out what people like and what they don't about this park. And he said, I get great information when I ride around that trolley. I love that. Love this.
Well, he's a remarkable guy. He was a client. He had Barber Milk, and he was a huge real estate holder. He's one of the biggest real estate holders down in the Panhandle of Florida. A lot of property down there, and never married, and no children.
Yeah.
So I don't know who will. I don't know where all that goes.
And I know that the park he had set up. I talked to somebody about that. He had done all that legal work about setting all of that stuff up regarding the park and making sure that it was secure for beyond his lifetime on Earth. But I got a chance. Listen, he was a bachelor to the end. I got a chance to go to his house, and I think I've told you the story, Jay, that he showed me his outdoor shower. Have I ever told you about this?
All right.
He's overlooking, folks. He lived on top of Red Mountain, and he had an outdoor shower on the top of his house where he was overlooking the entire city of Birmingham, Alabama. It was fascinating. Just great.
Don't you have one of those at your new house?
Yeah, you'll see it Sunday. You'll see it.
and he had a race car up on the wall.
I think it was John Surtees' car that he won. Yeah, he had an entire race car. Like we put a little piece of art on the wall, Jackson.
Right.
He had a race car. Mr. George had a race car, an entire race car on the wall. Just, as you do.
Was it sticking out? Was it like the front of it? Like it had come through the wall?
No, it's the whole car.
Whole car?
It's up there mounted like a piece of art.
That sounds.
So he told me one time, he was like, Matt, when you're how did he say it? I don't want to. He said when you're as rich as me, they don't call you a hoarder. They call you a collector. He said, but what I really am is a hoarder.
That's funny.
Well, he knew. He got it. Yeah. Jay, what do you think about this Supreme Court decision, 6-3?
Yeah, it could have gone either way, Matt. I'm not surprised by this result. I don't know that it will really make that much difference because Justice Kavanaugh, in his dissenting opinion, said, well, look, there's all these other laws he can do this under. And I think they've already come out and started. They were ready for this, and this was a stretch. They were really prepared when Trump 2.0 was a lot better prepared than Trump 1.
Yeah.
And they had all this stuff prepared. And part of it, Matt, was stretches where they were really, really stretching. Birthright citizenship is maybe the best example of that. I think this one would be right up there in probably the top 3. They were interpreting a statute in a way that had never been interpreted before. And it was a stretch. And so I'm not surprised that this result was reached, but he can still do what he wants to do with tariffs under other laws. I don't really understand why they tried to stretch this law when they could have just started with the other.
Yeah, done it the other ways.
Yeah. But they were really stretching it. I mean, they were basically saying that this law gives the president the power to impose any tariff on any country in any amount for any reason.
Right.
And that's unconstitutional because a tariff is a type of duty. And under the Constitution, Congress has the sole authority to impose taxes and duties. And this is really another example of this thing we've been talking about, Matt, where Congress has ceded its legislative authority to the executive. And that's what they've done with a lot of these laws.
You and you brought it to the table almost 20 years ago, and we've been talking about it since then. And I don't know of any executive branch, any president of the United States that has gone to the people of the United States of America and says, no, we really need to limit executive authority. We really need to pull back. No, they are constantly broadening it and pushing the envelope. And Congress has just been ceding ground to the executive branch for long.
Yeah, for 50 years.
Yeah.
For longer than that, 70 years. It started in the New Deal when all those laws got passed. And that's when this whole administrative state grew up, man.
Right.
And now there's so many people who think there are 4 branches of government: legislative, executive, judicial, and administrative. They act like the administrative branch is a separate, co-equal branch of government. And that's just not true. And the Trump folks are doing a really good job of cutting that back.
Well, there's a few facets of this that absolutely. Trump does not like to lose, and Grumpy Trumpy he's funny.
He's funny. Yeah.
And he said that the justices, he didn't say that they were an embarrassment to the Constitution. He didn't say they were an embarrassment to the judicial branch. He said they were an embarrassment to their family name.
He's funny. He's so funny.
He doesn't like to lose, man. Yeah. But I think we will come out better as a result of this ruling. And I agree with John Roberts. I think it was Roberts who wrote in the majority opinion, and he's like, and they were hiding behind the word emergency. And he's like, look, if you're going to say that the trade imbalance is an emergency, and I'm paraphrasing him, of course, he's like, this thing's been going on for the last 60 years. Come on. This is not an emergency.
No, and here's what I think the real upshot from all this is going to be. They're going to be able to put these tariffs in under other laws, man. It may take a little bit longer, but they will basically get what they want in tariffs. But now the question is, what about refunds?
Yeah.
And you know what occurred to me? Do you remember the Gulf oil spill?
Oh, I do.
When 80% of the lawyers in America became oil spill lawyers.
Expert oil spill lawyers.
Expert oil, because it was so much, billions and billions. Well, there's more than that at play now.
Mm-hmm.
So what I predict the biggest outcome of this decision is going to be is you're going to start seeing all kinds of TV ads and everything about we are tariff lawyers. And if you had to pay any tariffs on anything you sold, you call us, we'll get your money back.
Did you buy items from Europe over the last 2 years? Call me. I get it.
That's what's coming.
Oh, 100%. No, you nail it. You absolutely nail it. 24.
That's the biggest consequence of this decision.
24 after the hour, Jay St. Clair is with us for the entire hour. Mike will be first out of Mount Pleasant. Logan, Jeanette, and Jeff will get to you as well on the phone and on the super text line, 615-737-9986. Okay, so open, quote unquote, I'm using air quotes now, open enrollment season is over. That means that you're just stuck, right? You're stuck with the health care insurance that you have. You're stuck with the health insurance that you've had and you don't like for so long. You're stuck if you don't have any. None of these things are true, right? Shane Ring can help you. Shane Ring is your concierge, your go-to expert when it comes to health insurance in the state of Tennessee. He can shop the entire marketplace. Matter of fact, he can look at over 75 different health insurance programs and plans available for you and find the right one for you and your family. What he needs is a telephone call from you or a visit to his Brentwood office, right? When you make that telephone call, when you touch base with him, he'll get a couple of questions out of the way. Just find out where you are in your health insurance, what you need, what your frustrations are, and then he gets to work, and Shane will find you the program and the plan that's right for you. And you can do this on this February 20th. You don't have to wait until any so-called open enrollment. If you're self-employed, uninsured, or just tired of paying too much, call today. 615-465-0023, 465-0023, or online at coverdash.com.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. A major recall underway after 4 complaints were filed about glass found in frozen chicken fried rice. The recalled Trader Joe's chicken fried rice sold across the United States at Trader Joe's locations. Officials say the product may still be in some home freezers. You should discard that rice immediately. Return it to the store for a refund. Whatever you do, don't eat it. In our nation's capital, President Trump moving quickly to restore parts of his tariff agenda after a major Supreme Court defeat. The president says he'll impose a new 10% global tariff effective immediately to replace the now invalidated International Emergency Economic Powers Act duties. Trump attacked the 6 justices who shot them down, including some additional criticism for the 2 he himself had appointed to the court, Justices Gorsuch and Barrett.
I think it's an embarrassment to their families. You want to know the truth, the 2 of them.
This new tariff is temporary. It cannot last beyond 150 days without congressional approval. The president also announced new trade investigations that could lead to further tariffs in the coming months. And the Trump administration wants to make changes to the trucking industry. Today, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy called out fraudulent trucking schools who certify unqualified drivers. Duffy said the credentials awarded look good enough for a DMV to issue a commercial driver's license. Duffy said the underserved CDL puts people at risk as these 80,000-pound vehicles can cause tragedies on the roads.
So you can go through to a fake school, no training, and then in some of these states you go to a third-party tester. And the third-party tester is participating in the scam.
Transportation Department reported 557 driving schools for closure for failing to meet basic safety standards. Duffy added he is pressuring the states to issue tests in English only to ensure drivers can read road signs, understand the laws, and be able to communicate with law enforcement. Florida already started administering its tests in English only. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Still dealing with that crash in Fairview, blocking the right shoulder now. 40 eastbound near the Williamson-Cheatham County line. Spring Hill had a grass fire reported. 65 southbound past a Saturn Parkway. I'm Ken Weaver. Monday morning, we're waking up in the 20s, and Monday afternoon, staying in the 30s.
Hi, friends. Matt Murphy for The Glock Store. Go to GlockStore.com or Shoot270.com at some point over the course of this afternoon, this evening, over the weekend, and you'll see the incredible selection of Glocks that they have. Now, here's the wonderful thing. GlockStore.com, Shoot270.com. These are websites that people utilize all over the United States of America, particularly GlockStore.com, to find the greatest deals at the Glock Store and get them delivered to their home through their manufacturing division or through their retail division, and they ship anywhere in the United States. Bottom line is this. We have them right here in our backyard. So you can go and see these things before you buy them. You can test them out at the Shoot 270 shooting rooms before you buy them, which is lovely. And they've got the Gen 6 in. Oh, man. This Gen 6, they've taken everything, all of your recommendations, all of these Glock owners that have been around Glocks all of their lives and have been through the different generations, and they've empowered themselves to build the best Glock ever. And they've done so with the Gen 6 Glock. So you can get the 19. I don't know if they have any more of them yet in stock, but you can pre-order. And when you do, mention my name, you get a free magazine when you pre-order your Gen 6 19, 17, or 45 at the Glock Store. The Glock Store, convenient to anywhere within the sound of my voice. They're just off of Airlane Drive, which is just off of Elm Hill Pike. That's just off Briley Parkway. Go see them, the one and only Glock Store. Supertalk 99.7 WTN. So many of you have questions for our man, Jay St. Clair. I will dispense with the pleasantries and get right to it. 37 after the hour. Let's see. Mike has been holding out of Mount Pleasant for some time. Mike, congratulations. You're up. You're on. Good afternoon, and welcome to Friday.
How you doing, Mr. Murphy? Mr.
Doing well.
St. Clair? I have a question. I almost died a couple years ago. They did emergency surgery on me, and they told my wife they didn't know if I would make it. But I made it, thank goodness. I just got a letter saying that the case is done with, and the insurance company is requesting over a quarter of the settlement. Can they do that?
Uh-oh. I don't know if we can hear Jay or not. Jay, if you can hear me, check and make sure your mic's not muted. Oh, there you go. Jay, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you now. So could you hear Mike, Jay?
Yeah, but I'm not understanding, Mike. What case is it? Do you have a lawsuit going on? I mean, was it an accident?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, well, what was it? A car wreck?
No, sir. I actually had some mesh.
You say
So,
mesh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They used mesh for my hernia, and it come undone. It wrapped around my colon.
Okay, so you're talking about you had a problem in the surgery, and so did you have
after the surgery? About 2 years later, it come undone and wrapped around my colon, and it about ruptured.
So did you sue the doctors?
I sued the company.
What company? That made the mesh?
That made the mesh.
And so did you get money from that?
I haven't yet.
But you're supposed to.
But I'm supposed to, and now.
And part of that money was meant to cover your medical bills. And so yes, the answer is if you recover from somebody else money that's meant to cover medical bills, and the insurance company has paid for those medical bills, Mike, then the insurance company is entitled to be reimbursed for the money they got. Because otherwise, you see, you'd be getting paid twice. You'd got paid once by the insurance company and then again in the settlement of the lawsuit. And almost all health insurance policies have what's called a subrogation clause, which means that if they pay your medical bills, but then you go get somebody else to pay them, then they are entitled to a reimbursement of what they pay. It's a very standard common thing, Mike. How are you doing? Have you had a full recovery?
I'm doing a lot better, thank you, sir. They had to remove 8 inches of my colon, but I'm doing a lot better.
Good.
And
wow.
So the good Lord is.
Yeah, you have a lawyer, right, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, your lawyer should be. This is a serious case. Your lawyer should be very familiar with the concept of subrogation. So yeah, this is very standard. It happens in all cases of this type. You know, y'all can fuss about how much of it they ought to get reimbursed. And part of that is just deciding how much of the settlement is for the medical, because, you know, it's also pain and suffering and a lot of other things. And yeah, that's where hopefully you got a good lawyer and he'll negotiate a good deal. But part of what he'll do is when he's working out the settlement with the company that made the mesh or whoever y'all settled, he ought to be talking to the health insurance company at the same time, so that all of that gets resolved at once. So that once the deal is done, you and your lawyer will know how much of that money has to go back to the health insurance company. So it's very standard.
Does that satisfy your question, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Right.
And Mr. Sinclair, hope you have safe travels coming up to Tennessee, sir.
Oh, right.
Mike, thank you so much, and I hope you get a full recovery, Mike. I'm sorry that you had all that, but it sounds like you got a good lawyer and you're in a good place. And no, they're not cheating you or robbing you. It's otherwise you'd be getting paid twice.
Mike, thank you, and thank you for all the kind words. Mike is my new neighbor in Mount Pleasant. He's a good man, and
cool.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Well, maybe I'll get to meet you.
You might. You never know. You never know. Logan is next on with Fry J. Hey, Logan, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Okay, so real quick, so Smyrna Auto Sales, my wife, this has been a couple years back, probably 8, and they've switched to new management in the time after this court case was settled. Basically, she got a van. It was $1,500 was the total cost of the van. She couldn't end up making the payments to keep going, so she turned the van back in. Well, she got sued by a law office in Goodlettsville, and now she owes like $10,000, and it just keeps going up, like it's endless. And so she's settled on like $20 a month or something like that, and it's just a ridiculous amount. It was my understanding from what research I've done, and I may be wrong. I thought that when you turned the vehicle back in, that was it. Is there any knowledge you have on this?
Yeah, no, that's not it, because let's say that you owe more than what the vehicle's worth, Logan, then you still owe them some money. I mean, you get credit for the value of the vehicle that you've given back to them. So that gets reduced from the debt that you owe. But, a lot of people get upside down on cars where they end up owing more than what the car's worth. But, man, a $1,500 car, if I heard you right, and now they're saying she owes $10,000, that stinks.
Yeah,
So is that like basically the lawyer fees, pretty much?
No, I would bet some of that may be, but it's interest. Logan, there must be like an 8 to 18% interest thing, and so what they're saying is that they keep running that interest on you. That you said they filed a lawsuit. Did y'all fight the lawsuit or not?
We didn't. We didn't know anything about the law, and
that's the problem now, because now they've got a judgment. Dang, I wish we'd talked a few years ago, Logan. Because there's just not a whole lot you can do right now. They got a judgment. But the best thing you can do is work with them and get the best payment plan you can.
You say you worked out $20 a month, did you say?
Yeah, that's about all we can afford, really.
Well, I just
with every other thing, and things are so expensive now.
But they agreed to that?
They did.
Well, then, pay them $20 a month.
Well, that's right. I mean, the other option, and I don't recommend this, but part of what I try to do is tell clients all their options. You can file for bankruptcy.
Okay. We thought about doing that.
Yeah. Well,
now, can my wife just file for bankruptcy, or does it have to be me and her both together?
Well, whose name was on the note for the car?
It was hers. This is before I met her, actually.
Okay. Yeah. She could do it herself. Absolutely.
Okay. Even though we're married and on the same name?
No, but that's not your debt. That's her debt.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
And what does that run, about $1,000 or something like that?
Yeah. You'd have to pay a lawyer to do that. To be honest with you, if they're happy with $20 a month, Logan, I'd just keep paying them $20 a month.
Well, that's going to be $20 a month for the rest of her life.
No, I get it. But here's the good news, Logan. In 15 years, $20 is only going to be worth about $6.87.
Hey, you got that right.
Make sure you got that $20 in writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Make sure that you have something on paper that says it's $20 a month.
We have a deal that all you have to do is pay us $20 until this amount's paid off, and we'll never raise that $20. Yeah, because in about 10 years, that's only going to be about $6.87.
Logan, good luck, brother. Let us know how it works out. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. 46 after the hour. Didn't mean to rush Logan there, but I want to get to Jeanette on Friday. Hello, Jeanette. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Wonderful.
Good. My question is, we are looking to start a process with a lawyer for a man that is an illegal immigrant from Mexico. And we're wondering, under this administration, what is the likelihood of that?
Well, are you trying to get him in the country legally?
We're trying to get him papers. So he's been
Right.
here for 8 years,
Right.
and he's had no crime, anything like that, no speeding tickets, anything
Yep.
like that.
Right,
but
right.
he
And so,
does
yeah,
not.
so you're just trying to help him out. So your question is, will you be successful?
Yes, of course.
And the answer to that is you can't. It's very fact specific, Jeanette. So I can't give you a definitive answer without knowing a whole lot more than we can talk about on this call. But you need to get a lawyer to help you with that. And I happen to have just the person you need to talk to. She's in Birmingham, but she practices everywhere. Immigration Law is national, and her name is Amy Myers. Myers, and if you'll be able to find her on the internet. I'm trying to find it right now. But she is a full-time immigration lawyer. We practiced law together many years. She's a terrific person, a good lawyer. I suggest you call Amy Myers, Myers. And if for some reason Amy can't help you, she'll be able to send you to somebody. Here's the thing: when I recommend lawyers, these are good people. And the people I personally know. And I know that if they are not the right person, they'll tell you. And they'll send you to who is the right person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you can't do this on your own, Jeanette. I mean, you can, but man, it's the chances of success go way down. It's worth getting a lawyer. It won't cost that much money. And bless your heart for doing this, Jeanette. It sounds like you're doing you're doing this out of the kindness of your heart, and that warms my heart, Jeanette. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Her name is Amy Myers. She's out of Birmingham, Alabama.
That's correct.
Yes, yep.
All right.
Amy.
Jeanette, thank you. Let us know how it goes. We appreciate your call.
And Jeanette, in the unlikely event you can't find her, then you can find me. It's J. St. Clair. I'm more of a sinner than a saint, but my name is St. Clair. ST.CLAIR. You can find me on the internet. Reach out to me, and I'll get your contact information.
Excellent. We'll get to questions from the super text line. Sometimes I'm remiss getting over there. We'll do that next. It's 10 minutes until the top of the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Defend Systems, a life safety and security consultation firm specializing in physical security consultation and active violence mitigation. That's a fancy way of saying they keep you safer, and they help give you the knowledge that you can keep yourself safer. Their clients include schools, corporations, healthcare facilities, law firms, manufacturing facilities, corporate headquarters, entertainment venues, country music tours, and much, much more. As a matter of fact, I first met Brink Fiddler when Cumulus Nashville utilized their training program for our personnel. They've consulted on security design and readiness for VIP residential projects, corporate facilities, and the like. They can provide customized protection solutions that are unique for your particular location, for your particular security issue, or your particular business. Friends, it's as simple as this. Active shooting situations, workplace violence, it's not going down anytime soon. And sadly, the world is becoming, it seems like, a more dangerous place every single day. But hope is not a plan. It is time to get trained up with Defend Systems. Reach out today at 615-236-6484, 236-6484, or online at defendsystems.com. Hey, friends, it's Matt Murphy, and I want to talk to you for a moment about the good people of Eurofix, and they are fine folks over at Eurofix. Obviously, we are all mourning the loss, the SuperTalk 99.7 WTN family. Along with the Eurofix family, we're mourning the loss of Aaron Stokes, but the business goes on, and his legacy will continue, and that's what they want you to know. Obviously, Aaron formulated his company in a particular way. One of the reasons that it grew to 5 separate locations in 26 years is because of the way that Aaron managed his business, because he paid his tax better than anyone else. He understood that you got better mechanics that way, right? You get better technicians and better mechanics by paying them more, and you don't necessarily have to charge the customer more as a result. That's the way they've done their business for 26 years, and they're going to continue doing business that way as well. 5 locations. Give them a call at 844-EUROFIX if you're in need, 844-EUROFIX, or online at myEurofix.com. That's myEurofix.com.
Check your fridge, got a food safety recall, and the Supreme Court striking down President Trump's emergency tariffs, but he signed an executive order for more, and he had some choice words for the Supreme Court justices who did not vote the way he wanted them to. And new developments in the debate over an ICE detention facility here in Middle Tennessee. All that and more coming up at 5 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
There's Ken Weaver in the newsroom, News Closet B, we call it. Matt Murphy in Studio A. Jay St. Clair's back at his home base in Birmingham, AL. Jay, you know, you and I have had many great discussions about the law on these Friday visits, and I can't wait to see you Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got the fence ready just in time. I don't know if Olivia will make herself available in the backyard, but the backyard's ready for her.
Good.
So, but I have been asked, it has been requested of me that I cede the rest of our time to young Jackson Williams.
Oh, no, I don't need the rest of the time because I think I know his answer.
Well, okay. Well, Jackson has a question for you, Jay, regarding the law.
All right. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hear you great.
Yeah.
Okay, got
All
it. Now,
good.
I think I got it figured out, Jackson.
All right.
Let's go. Well, Jay, I got a question about the law.
Fire away.
How familiar are you with the Joey Aguilar case in the Knoxville court in Tennessee?
I know absolutely nothing about it.
Well, he's been suing for an extra year of eligibility, and he was denied his preliminary injunction today, and it's not looking like he's going to be eligible for 2026.
Yeah.
And I've got my crayon ready. Who do I need to sue to make this happen?
And it's orange.
Well,
he ain't got $140, Jay.
Here's the first thing. We got to do some real judge shopping.
Well, we had a Tennessee fan who's a season ticket holder who denied the preliminary injunction.
Well, he must not be a hooer when it comes to Rocky Top if he didn't grant that.
He's not a hooer.
Yeah. Wooer.
He is the other thing.
Because a Tuscaloosa judge gave that Alabama basketball player an injunction to play against Tennessee.
That's true. That pro player. Yeah.
We gotta pay our judges more. We need to get some of that NIL money over there on the judge side.
Well, I understand that this is a concern of Jackson's, but here's the weird thing, Jay. That kid, the Diego Pavia kid at Vandy, he got an extra year, and he argued the same thing. He argued that, JUCO shouldn't count against the big,
Wow.
And a judge in Tennessee gave him an extra year. Well, another judge in Tennessee. So you got two separate rulings opposite of one another, really. It's weird.
Yeah, no, it's not that unusual, really. It's just two judges looking at the law differently. So he'll have a chance to appeal it. So if one judge is ruled that way, we'll see.
Yeah, okay.
So the difference in the cases are they are saying that Joey already got his year, even though he spent more time in JUCO than Diego. Diego Pavia spent 1 year in JUCO. He got an extra year of eligibility. Joey spent, I believe, 2 years in JUCO and only got the 1 year. That was the argument.
Oh, you only get the one crack at it. I guess.
But for more time in JUCO, I argue with my legal expertise
Well,
that I
look,
found at Costco.
Jackson, here's the deal. Until we get our defense worked out, it doesn't really matter who's our
We've got the defense. We spent a lot of money in the transfer portal.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people spend a lot of money on stuff that didn't work.
Jay, I want you to have a wonderful Friday afternoon. I want you to have a beautiful Saturday, and I want to see you Sunday morning.
And I cannot wait to be playing those CDs the whole way up there.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear about that CD playing. All right, brother.
Yeah, and Olivia's coming with me if that's all right.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. The fence is open. No, well, not open. The fence is closed, but you know what I mean. The fence backyard is open if she wants it. That's up to her. That's up to her.
She'll probably sit in the truck the whole time. She's funny like that.
Well, we'll make it available to her. There's Jay. There's Fry Jay. We will be back another 2 hours to go on the Matt Murphy Radio Show. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Five o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. Better check the fridge. Federal food safety officials have recalled more than 3 million pounds of frozen chicken fried rice after customers reported finding pieces of glass in the package. The recall includes Trader Joe's chicken fried rice, sold nationwide in Trader Joe's stores. The affected bags carry Best By dates ranging from September 8th through November 17th, 2026. You are urged to throw it out or return it to the store. Just don't eat it. U.S. Supreme Court struck down President Trump's sweeping emergency tariffs, ruling he exceeded his authority under federal law. In response, Trump says he'll sign an order imposing a 10% tariff on all imports under another law. That statute limits the move to a 150-day window unless Congress extends it. The president then blasting the ruling, vowing to continue aggressive trade actions.
Foreign countries that have been ripping us off for years are ecstatic. They're so happy. And they're dancing in the streets.
Yeah, it's a group of small businesses who sued the Trump administration over those tariffs who won today. ABC's Peter Haralambous.
For Victor Schwartz, today's decision was personal. The owner of a small wine importing business based in New York, Schwartz was one of the plaintiffs who sued Trump over the tariffs and won at the Supreme Court.
And it just makes you so proud to be an American and to know that our system functions.
While Schwartz said he was thrilled about today's decision, he said the future's still uncertain, with Trump vowing to still impose tariffs under different legal authorities and pushing back on the idea of refunding businesses. Peter Haralambous, ABC News, New York.
There are new developments in the debate over an immigration and customs enforcement detention facility in Lebanon. Mayor Rick Bell says Department of Homeland Security confirmed the agency is eyeing property south of Highway 109 as part of a feasibility review, or I should say property along Highway 109. The announcement follows days of confusion after ICE both denied and acknowledged interest in the area. Mayor Bell says Lebanon isn't suited for another correctional site, and he notes Senator Marsha Blackburn shares his position. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy announcing he wants all truckers and bus drivers to take their commercial driver's license tests in English. Duffy says this is their latest effort to ensure that drivers understand English well enough to read road signs and communicate with law enforcement officers.
We've done a nationwide audit exposing the states for giving foreigners these CDLs unlawfully.
Duffy explained he's requesting the states participate, but he cannot mandate English-only tests. Florida began administering its CDL tests in English only. And Team USA rolling toward the Olympic men's hockey gold medal game after dominating Slovakia in today's semifinal. Canada has already punched its ticket, rallying past Finland 3-2 to advance. That sets the stage for the classic USA-Canada showdown for gold. The puck drop set for Sunday at 8:10 in the morning Eastern Time. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, I'm seeing bumper-to-bumper stop-and-go eastbound to East Loop at downtown. Same goes eastbound South Loop over to 65, and then northbound 65 to get up to the South Loop. That is a lot of brake tapping going on there as well. In Hermitage, got a crash. Lebanon Pike just east of Chute Lane, and in Spence Lane just north of Murfreesboro Pike. Police reporting a wreck. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hello, friends and neighbors. My name is Matt Murphy. This is the Matt Murphy Radio Show. I'm pleased and proud you've decided to join us for this 5 o'clock hour on a Friday, February the 20th. Welcome officially to your weekend. You know, a lot of people do the big fanfare and the everybody's working for. We don't do all of that. We just welcome you to your weekend. You know what we do on this radio show, however, when it comes time for the weekend, recognizing that some of us have Saturday and Sunday to rest and relax, spend time with family and friends. Others are working it. And for you EMTs, you first responders, police officers, firefighters, doctors, nurses, restaurateurs, convenience store workers and owners, all of you that work throughout the course of the weekend, we call you the weekend warriors, truck drivers, whatever you might be. We appreciate you. We thank you. We thank you for making our weekend safe and better and happy and fun. And God bless you. We appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate you callers, 615-737-9986. I appreciate all of you listeners. I appreciate those of you who are texting. Supertalk 99.7 WTN text is up and running at 615-737-9986. The Supreme Court decision, the big topic of conversation, 6-3 earlier today. In case you missed it, I understand Donald Trump's frustration. I also understand that he was given a roadmap by Brett Kavanaugh and others. I mean, obviously, the administration was ready, willing, and prepared to see this ruling go against them. They're disappointed, and Donald Trump does not like losing. Don't get it wrong. But Donald Trump obviously was ready, his administration ready, as they have already initiated executive orders to circumvent the ruling and to move through tariffs in a different fashion, some of which was prescribed by Brett Kavanaugh in his dissent earlier today. I don't have a problem with the ruling. I understand that tariffs are taxes, tariffs are duties, and Congress has the sole legislative, the legislative body, Congress has the ability to levy taxes. Only Congress has the ability to levy taxes. Now, Clarence Thomas made the argument that, well, if you're going to grant a certain ability for the executive branch to regulate any of this, part of the regulatory authority would be to raise and lower tariffs when you're doing trade deals. I understand that argument. I do not believe that it supersedes the argument that Congress must be the body that levies taxes, and you have to go through Congress in order to do this. Secondarily, I think the Supreme Court was right. I mean, I understand that many want Trump to win on this front. Some don't. That's not of consequence to me. My fealty is to the Constitution of the United States of America first and foremost. And the Trump administration was making an argument that they had a narrow window of opportunity through emergency powers in order to initiate this. And the court said, no, this is not the trade imbalance that exists with America and other nations is not an emergency situation. It's been ongoing for, 50, 60 years. By definition, that is not an emergency situation. Once again, It is a bump in the road. I think ultimately this will lead to better things for the American economy, and ultimately it will lead to better things for the Trump administration. It will create a dynamic by which they can get more creative in how they manage the trade imbalance that does exist. I appreciate the fact that Donald Trump is earnest when he says that he wants to bring back manufacturing to this nation. He is earnest when he says that he wants American-made products being sold in the United States of America more so than Chinese-made products in other countries. I appreciate that, and I agree with it. And there are plenty of ways to accomplish that goal. 615-737-9986 if you'd like to be a part of the show. Jeff has thoughts on the Supreme Court of the United States, and Jeff is next.
How you doing?
Good, Jeff. I hope you are.
I'm good. I just want to say, I was reading something a couple of days ago that they were saying that the trade imbalance now is higher because we have more stuff coming in than going out, and that some of these countries are not trading with us at all anyway. And I know one reporter was asking about, do these countries get refunds now, which that's not going to happen anyway, getting refunds of all these tariffs that he charged. So as far as I'm concerned,
the businesses would be the ones that get the refund.
Whatever. And he was saying, and I think through the checks and balances happened today, that they balanced out the checks and balances. Supreme Court, and Trump's going to do what he wants to anyway, but they put an extra day on Trump's tariffs, and I love ESN every single minute. You have a good weekend, son. See ya.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate your telephone call there. Difficult to hear, but Donald Trump, you said that, well, Trump's going to do what he wants. Well, Trump's going to do what he wants that is a constitutional, that's constitutional. I find it amusing, though, that all of these networks, all of these garbage networks like hashtag never CNN, hashtag never CNN, don't watch CNN. That's why I say hashtag never CNN, don't watch. Do not support this garbage network with garbage people spewing, garbage. The hashtag never CNNs of the world, they're running around, gleeful, Trump's got struck down 6-3, Trump struck down Trump. Well, these same networks have been repeatedly regurgitating this nonsense that Donald Trump is an authoritarian. Donald Trump's an authoritarian. Donald Trump acts extracurricular to the Constitution of the United States of America. Donald Trump doesn't give a rip about the Constitution. He wants to be a dictator. Well, if Donald Trump wants to be so much of a dictator, why doesn't Donald Trump just do what he wants? Why doesn't Donald Trump tell the Supreme Court that they can go pound sand on those tariffs? And he'll collect whatever tariffs he wants. Because Donald Trump isn't a dictator. Donald Trump does abide by the Constitution of the United States. Ronald writes, and Ronald, you might be right. Ronald says, I think he wanted it shut down by the court. I feel like he was prepared. I don't know that he wanted it shut down. I think Donald Trump believes that this is the best way to right a lot of bad deals that have been made over the last 50 years, that America has been taken advantage of, that America has been too good for its own good. In other words, the United States of America, we're the big boy on the block. We have the most money. We have the most power. We have the most influence. And we go into a lot of these trade deals, instead of exerting that power and that level of influence, we're like, oh, yeah, you can take advantage of us. You're the little guy. We're so nice. We want you to succeed. So here, have the better trade deal. And Donald Trump's like, what are we doing? We're handing over our power, our authority, our influence to these countries that we need not hand it over to. I'm not talking about China necessarily in this conversation. I am talking about the others. So I do think that Donald Trump wanted the victory, but there are plenty of other ways to get this done that do not run afoul of the Constitution of the United States. Mike is in Old Hickory. Hello, Mike.
How you doing, Matt?
I'm great, Mike. I hope you are.
Well, at first I was disappointed and mad, but now I'm thinking about it. Guess what? Donald Trump actually won today, because you know what? He got rid of all the nonsense and all these other tariffs, 15%, 32%, blah, blah, blah. The Supreme Court just handed him a victory by saying, you know what now? I now can move on. Let's get rid of what I sued into the court for, and you voted against me. Now I can just do what I want with tariffs. 10% today. Just happened today. Every country, 10%. And then we work from there. And then the refunds that we have to pay, the $175 billion? Are you kidding me? That's a fraction point that we have to pay back. So what Donald Trump did is he's 2-3 steps ahead on a chessboard. He knows the stuff, and he just won. It's a victory because the Supreme Court, and we're all going, and I fell for it. I got mad. The Supreme Court, which is run by a bunch of liberals anyway, but then again, I started looking at it, analyzing it.
Hold on, Mike. So who are the liberals on the court? You got Ketanji Brown Jackson, liberal, right?
Liberal.
Sonia Sotomayor.
Liberal.
Elena Kagan.
Liberal.
What about that Coney Barrett?
Liberal.
How about that John Roberts?
Real liberal.
Liberal. All right. So there's 5 of them. So you feel like the court has swung liberal. That those two, we thought those last 2 were going to be good. I mean, John Roberts has always been a squish. John Roberts screwed us on the Obamacare deal, right, back in 2012. So
John Roberts freaked Donald Trump.
Are the rest of them good? I mean, are the rest of them good? Clarence Thomas, he's good, right? Alito, he's all good. Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, Gorsuch is normally okay.
They're consistent. But what the Supreme Court, though, did today, they actually gave Donald Trump a win. The American people are not going to understand this because when you get into tariffs and trading and countries everywhere in the world, Donald Trump now has just said today, you know what? I lost. I hate it. I lost. It was a wrong decision. But guess what? Every country now, 10%. We won.
I got to tell you, Mike, I find it hard to believe that I'm about to say this, but I'm about to say this. You ready?
Go ahead.
I agree with you.
All right. Wow.
That's
wow.
I don't think it was the court's intention. And Mike, thank you for the call. I don't think it was the court's intention. Look, the United States Supreme Court, if they're doing their job properly, should not consider who the president of the United States is necessarily. And I don't pretend that they live in the real world. They understand what's going on. They read the news like the rest of us, but they should judge these things from a constitutional standpoint without regard for how the public's going to react to it, without regard for how the president's going to react to it. They judge based on the merits of its constitutionality or unconstitutionality, as the case may be. Now, I don't believe we have a liberal Supreme Court right now. I don't. I understand that some justices are not ruling in a fashion that would be consistent necessarily with your values or your beliefs. But I think Gorsuch is, relatively speaking, reliably conservative. I think that Alito, Thomas, and Kavanaugh have become 3 constructionists on the court. Roberts on occasion and Coney Barrett on occasion can veer. I mean, they're more of a middle-of-the-road type approach to the court, and then you have 3 leftists. But in my lifetime, the court has never been more constructionist in their approach to the Constitution. Constructionist meaning that as the Constitution was constructed, that's how we're going to apply it. We're going to look at the language of the law, the letter of the law, and there you go. 0478 says, so much cope, you people are unbelievable. 1, I'm not a you people, I'm a Matt Murphy. Number 2, I don't know what that means. I agree with the court. I agree with the ruling. I think that it was fairly decided, and I do not believe that it's a bad thing for the Trump administration. And as a matter of fact, I think from a political perspective, it takes the issue off the table in 2026. That's a good thing because the mainstream media was unfairly beating up the Trump administration and not presenting the manner in which what they were trying to accomplish with the tariffs that Donald Trump was initiating. So number one, there's that. Number two, while this takes the long-term goals off the table momentarily, meaning the long-term goals would be changing attitudes in the United States of America about buying American, moving people away from buying foreign products and buying more American product, bringing American manufacturing back to our country, and getting a trade balance back in order, or at least moving us toward a better trade balance with so many different nations, not just China, but many other nations. While that does not advance necessarily, this ruling does not necessarily advance that cause, I do think in the short term it will benefit the United States economy because tariffs are taxes. There's no question about it. That it was creating a punitive measure for people to continue to buy from foreign sources. $5237 says, Mike pulled a full-blown John Fetterman on us. He did. Like, dumb thing, dumb thing, dumb thing, dumb thing, dumb thing, dumb thing. Ooh, he's right. Mike, the very definition of a blind sow finding an acorn every now and again. Good for you, Mike. Hey, it's Dylan, our seminar caller's on the line. All right, we'll take him next. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. As you are out and about over the weekend, if you head over Franklin Way, I encourage you to stop by Savory Spice. Holly and David are the owners of Savory Spice, and they've got some great bargains for you. They've got some deliciousness right there in their shop that you need to know about, like the Spice and Easy line. Have I told you about the Spice and Easy line? I think I have. So let's say you don't know your way around the kitchen. Let's say you're a little nervous about, I got to put this in and that in, and I don't know what I'm doing. They make it so easy. They have so many different food items. Like Sunday pot roast is a good example. I use that example all the time because it's one of my faves. On the Sunday pot roast package, they have everything you need for Sunday pot roast right there, and you put it in the crock pot. Now, obviously, they tell you, like, the meat item you got to buy, and like an onion and some potatoes and whatnot. But you put all of that in the pot, then you put all of the spices right there in there. It is so easy, even I can do it. And I don't know how to get around a kitchen, I'll tell you that. That's just one of the aspects of Savory Spice that I absolutely love. They're very knowledgeable about their line of spices. They've got the best, the freshest of the fresh, and they want to see you at Savory Spice. So stop in and say hello to Savory Spice. You up your food game by upping your spice game. You up your spice game at the one and only Savory Spice. Oh, I jumped the gun there. Premature advertisement. Hey, friends, let me give you a couple of real-life examples when it comes to Accurate Mortgage about exactly what they're doing and how they're doing it over at Accurate. I love these guys. They're my mortgage company. I want them to be yours. They're also Tina's mortgage company. Tina in Donaldson was able to save over $600 a month using an Accurate Mortgage cash-out refi. She paid off a couple of high-interest credit cards. Even though her rate went up a little bit on her mortgage, she was still ahead by over $600 a month. That's the way to get it done, Tina. Adam in Nashville was able to pay off all of his consumer debt, credit cards, auto loans, personal loans, and refi from a 15 to a 30 year, saved $1,100 per month. Per month. Way to go, Adam. Matt Murphy, now in Mount Pleasant, used Accurate Mortgage to buy a new home in Mount Pleasant and got a great rate as a result because the mortgage rates are going down. Friends, these are just 3 examples of the way to get it done with Accurate Mortgage. Accurate Mortgage can help you as well. Visit them today at AccurateMTG.com. That's AccurateMTG.com. Accurate Mortgage, NMLS 129944. Rates and terms subject to change. Equal housing lender. Tell them Matt Murphy sent you to Accurate Mortgage.
Check the fridge because millions of pounds of food items sold by Trader Joe's has been recalled because of glass in the package. Details coming up at 5:30. A Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. 6117 says, your program offers zero help to anyone. I'm out. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, 6117. If you need help, let me know, and I'm happy to assist you in any way I possibly can. It is almost 28 after the hour. Coming up after Ken Weaver's Real News, we've got nincompoops in the news. Weaver, Jackson, and Murphy go mano a mano a mano, but Weaver and I are going for the gold. We're playing in the gold medal game. Jackson's competing for bronze.
So we didn't review my amendment for this week or for this game to count for 6 points.
Yes, Jackson has it on the table, Ken, that he would like for this particular match of Nincompoops in the News to count for a full 6 points as opposed to the standard 1 point per day.
On what grounds, Brother Jackson?
Because I want to win. And I know my Vols fans will come to my aid.
Man, you need to act as Joey Aguilar's attorney, Jackson.
I'm telling you.
With that sort of logic, I don't see how you could be ruled against.
Some are saying.
Some say. Yeah, some say. Some say I should go to Dylan real quick. Hey, Dylan, how are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm good. I almost just fell over when I heard you say that you agreed with the Supreme Court ruling. I'm shocked to hear that. You don't mean that the Supreme Court's been influenced by outside agents? That's what Donnie said.
Okay.
No, you mean he's lying? You mean he's fear-mongering?
No,
he would never do those things.
No, Dylan, if you would calm down from your whatever you try to do nationwide every day, you would understand that Donald Trump, just like every other American, is entitled to have his opinion on these matters. Would you not agree?
Right. No matter how stupid they are, he can have his opinions. He's only the president.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah, pretty good one,
By
too.
the way, being that you feel the tariffs are a tax, then how do you feel about Donnie bragging all the time that I've brought in $80 billion this month. We're a rich country now. So he's lying then. It's not coming from foreign governments, right?
Dylan, I feel like if you got paid to do this, you would be better at it.
Are you? No, come on, answer the question. So you're saying he's lying, right?
No. Do you get paid to do this, or do you just do it on your own?
Yes, George Soros pays me millions and millions of dollars. Can you answer the question?
George Soros pays you millions and millions of dollars. Wow.
Answer the question.
No.
It's so Trump's not lying. You said that the tariffs are
No. Understand what I'm saying to you, Dylan. You're asking me to answer the question, and I'm saying no. I'm not answering the question.
Oh,
because it's a stupid. It's a
moron.
No, it's a stupid question.
Right. He's just a moron who doesn't understand how tariffs work.
Who's the real moron? Wait. Who's the real moron? The president of the United States or some schmuck in New Jersey that spends all day calling radio shows?
I'm embarrassing the crap out of you, and you can't answer the question.
Hey, we found your YouTube page. Hey, we found your YouTube page. Hey, how many followers do you have on your YouTube page, you jackass? How many?
Dude, I got a business to run.
No, you do it all day. We found your YouTube page. I see how many times you do it a day, buddy. That's all you do.
Yeah,
you sit in your basement and you call radio shows all day long. Do you understand how pathetic that is?
So that's not quite what I do.
Then what do you do, Dylan? What do you do for a living?
Loser.
What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living, Dylan?
I'm self-employed. I own a youth sports business, and I have for 22 years.
They allow you around children?
Yes, they do.
Are they familiar with how you get your jollies in your free time?
For 22 years, other people make me money. I'm in the 1%. And I want to thank Donnie for putting more and more money in my pocket at the expense of your listeners.
Okay.
Thank you, Donnie.
Oh, well, good.
So the tariffs.
No. We're not going to do the tariffs. We're going to go to the news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. Millions of pounds of Trader Joe's chicken fried rice may have glass in the packages. They've been pulled from the shelves, and you need to check your freezer. If you have it, you need to pull it from your freezer, throw it away, or take it back to the store for a refund. The recalled rice sold nationwide at Trader Joe's grocery stores only. They have Best Buy dates from September 8th to November 17th of this year. President Trump turning to a different legal authority to keep tariffs in place after the Supreme Court blocked his previous emergency-based duties. He'll impose a new 10% global tariff that applies uniformly to all trading partners. But after 150 days, it's going to need congressional action to continue. The tariff will sit on top of existing national security and unfair trade tariffs that remain unchanged. Trump called some justices ashamed and said the ruling won't stop him from pursuing his trade agenda.
I think it's an embarrassment to their families. You want to know the truth, the two of them.
He's referring to justices he appointed, Gorsuch and Barrett. Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell says ICE is exploring the possibility of building a new detention center in his city. He says Department of Homeland Security officials confirmed the agency's doing due diligence on land along Highway 109, but hasn't engaged with city infrastructure teams. The issue has drawn public criticism after contradictory information from ICE-fueled speculation. Bell told residents that while he supports strong border security, Lebanon's not the right location for ICE or any other correctional facility. And Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy announcing today he wants all truckers and bus drivers to take their commercial driver's license tests in English. Duffy says this is the latest effort to ensure drivers understand English well enough to read road signs and communicate with law enforcement officers. Duffy explained he's requesting the states participate, but he can't mandate English-only tests.
Now, I would love if I had the power to revoke someone who can't speak English per our rules. I'd love to be able to revoke their license. I can't. That goes to the states. So we're asking states to disqualify those who can't speak the language consistent with our rules.
Florida began administering its CDL tests in English only. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. In Millersville, we've got a crash that's impacting both directions of 65. First, northbound, it's the left lane blocked there just past Louisville Highway. Then southbound, you've got 2 lanes blocked there just before Louisville Highway. Over on the East Bank here downtown Nashville, we've got a crash. The on-ramp is blocked, 24 westbound from Jefferson Street. Fairview, got a stalled vehicle blocking the center lane. This is going to be 40 eastbound right there at exit 182. I'm Ken Weaver.
Three locations to serve you in Middle Tennessee at the Tennessee Men's Clinic. Gentlemen, let's talk. Let's talk frankly now. At some point during your life, you will come to a point, most of you, where you do not have the ability to perform in a romantic way in the fashion that you are accustomed to. If this has come to your life, you need to get to the Tennessee Men's Clinic. Listen, I understand it's a personal conversation, and they treat it confidentially and personally. They want to talk with you. They want to examine you, and they want to find a solution specific to your needs at the Tennessee Men's Clinic. Oftentimes, these are testosterone-based issues, and they have so many different solutions for you. You can find out more by making the telephone call that so many others have made. Thousands of men have walked away happier in their romantic relationships because of Tennessee Men's Clinic. Friends, make the call that others have made. 615-208-9090, 208-9090. Get back in the game, men, online at TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. Oh, I didn't think about that, Jackson. That's a good point. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy, Jackson Williams, Ken Weaver, the trio that drive you home every afternoon from 3 until 7 o'clock on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Jackson was just making the point, this seminar caller of ours, he has Jackson, you discovered he had a YouTube channel.
He responded to something you said on Twitter. I don't remember what it was.
Uh-huh.
But it linked to the YouTube channel.
All right. And you show me the YouTube channel. And he calls him, I just called him a seminar caller because that's what I call these people. These people that set up calls to a variety of radio stations. I think it was Rush that called them seminar callers because there were literally liberals that would get together and go to seminars to learn how to call Rush's show and get through on his show and try to, screw him up or whatever. Never worked.
That is such a waste of time.
An insane waste of time. So Rush originally called them seminar callers, and I've always called them seminar callers as an homage to Limbaugh. But he calls himself a seminar caller. That's the name of his stupid YouTube.
Yes.
Which, by the way, before you go, he has his comments turned off. So you can.
They are? I didn't see that.
Well, I've not seen that myself. Someone on the Super Talk YouTube chat is saying that the seminar caller. Oh, he will allow you to comment only if you subscribe to his crappy YouTube channel. So this dude goes through a tremendous amount of trouble to do what he just did there. Make a hiney of himself. I'm willing to have, and here's the thing, Dylan, if you're still, or whatever your name is, if you're still listening, I'm willing to talk to anyone about any subject. Just be yourself. Don't put on a show. Don't put on a performance. You see, if you just call in with a position, we can have a conversation about it. But you call in being disingenuous, Donald Trump lied, and Donald Trump's a jerk, and just stop with the talking points and have a conversation with me. We can do that. Well, I can do that. I don't know that you can do that. In the meantime, speaking of Trump and the Supreme Court decision, already the liberals are trying to get a pound of flesh. Governor J.B. Pritzker, he's a big fella, big old guy. And J.B. is now saying that he wants some money for the state of Illinois. He has written an open letter to the President of the United States of America demanding $1,700 for every family in Illinois. That amounts to over $8 billion. Is that billion with a B? Yeah, the $8 billion, $8.6 billion. He's demanding, saying that there's 5,105,448 households in his state, bringing the total damages you owe the state of Illinois to $8,679,261,600. And 9 cents. Not really 9 cents. I just made that up. In the meantime, there's a trophy to be won. Y'all know what we're battling for, fellas?
A big old trophy. It should be here in my anchor booth.
Well, it's not, Ken. I got it right here in the studio. Look at there, Ken. Why in the world is this trophy in Matt Murphy's hands?
You're holding it too high.
It's because Brother Jackson took it from me. He hid it from me.
I did not hide the trophy. Also, the camera is now out of focus.
Why is the camera out of focus?
Because you put something in front of your face.
Would you please hit the music?
Could you fix the blurry camera?
Nincompoops in the news.
Wow. It's time. Hold on. Had to put the trophy down. I don't know how to fix the blurry camera, right?
It's fixed.
Okay, good.
You just had to put the trophy down.
Well, I don't know why didn't it focus on the trophy if it's going to autofocus. Anyway, it's time for Nincompoops in the news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. For those of you sending me news stories from WFOR television, most of those are fake news stories. So I cannot do. Erica sent me one. I can't do the news story about the Florida woman that used a squirrel in a bar attack because I cannot corroborate that happened anywhere. I would love to use that news story. I would love to use the story. There was one that several of you sent me regarding a man in Waffle House who, I forget what he did in the Waffle House. It was crazy. Oh, no, I know what it was. He took an alligator to Waffle House with him, and he tried to get the alligator hash brown casserole or hash brown.
They don't make hash brown casserole.
Well, I understand that, and it's not a real story anyway because I can't find it anywhere else. So God love you. See, you got to be careful when you look up nincompoops in the news.
Yeah, remember I got tricked by that story out of Missouri that said they arrested an 85-year-old woman who would come out of the tree line in a walker and throw things at passing cars. And then scurry back into the tree line to hide.
We really wanted that story.
I really wanted that to be real.
I did too, but it was not.
Another listener sent me one too that, oh man, it was funny. But I don't think I can't find it anywhere.
That's what I don't know how you boys go about your business, but we've got, several different sources that we all kind of look through. And then we have our own individual sources. But if I get sent one, I gotta cross check because I gotta make sure it's real. Some of them sound too good to be true, and they oftentimes are. But there's lots of nincompoops out there in the state of Tennessee. There are a lot of nincompoops across these United States of America and the world, and we get to them. Now, Ken, you won yesterday, making the matchup 2-2-0. And so you get to decide the batting order for the final match of the week.
Okay, well, let's just do what we did yesterday. Let's go Brother Jackson, Brother Murphy, Brother Weaver.
There we go.
All right.
Jackson, you don't seem excited about nincompoops today.
What's the point of me even playing? I'm fighting for third place out of 3 people.
Man, that's a bronze medal.
I mean,
the best case scenario is y'all have to go to rocks like it's Survivor. And I don't see Jeff Probst.
Jackson sounds like Tennessee playing against Vanderbilt last year.
What's the point?
I can't help it. I'm sorry. Don't look at me that way. Go ahead, Jackson.
This story comes to us from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, no.
Judge denies Tennessee quarterback Joey Aguilar's injunction bid to remain eligible.
He said he was going to do it.
Tennessee, what else? What's the point? Tennessee, I'm getting out what I'm angry about and who I think is an nincompoop.
All right, well, good for
That
you.
is the basis of this segment. Tennessee quarterback Joey Aguilar's bid for an injunction that would have enabled him to continue playing for the Volunteers this fall was denied on Friday by a Knox County Chancery?
Yep.
Court judge. Good. Aguilar was arguing that he should be allowed a 4th year of playing Division I football rather than having the years he spent in junior college count against his eligibility. Chancellor Court Judge Christopher D. Haggerty, no relation to our senator, I would have sent letters.
You might have had some influence on that.
Instead, dissolved the temporary restraining order he had granted in the case on February 4th and denied Aguilar's request for an injunction. Aguilar played at Diablo Valley, California Community College from 21 to 22 before transferring to App State, where he spent the 23 and 24 seasons. Aguilar then transferred to Tennessee for 2025. Although Aguilar has been invited to next week's NFL Draft Scouting Combine, he had filed a lawsuit against the NCAA in an attempt to return to Tennessee to play one more season. The judge said the factors Tennessee courts consider before deciding to grant a temporary injunction are the threat to irreparable harm to the plaintiff in an injunction if an injunction isn't granted, the balance between this harm and any injury that granting the injunction would inflict on the defendant, the probability the plaintiff would succeed on the case's merit, and the public interest. The judge noted that Aguilar's lawyers pointed out the quarterback could lose $2 to $3 million in NIL opportunities by not playing. Joey Aguilar no longer eligible for 2026. Nincompoops all around. Carson Beck got to play 40 years. Nobody cared.
You've already gotten 2 sympathy votes before Ken and I even go.
No, those are just true SEC football loving Americans.
And 1831 wants me to tell you that, Jackson, even third place gets to be on the podium.
That's right.
I get to be on the podium either way. There's only 3 of us. What are we going to do, start counting Cameron?
Well, when Cameron's here on Wednesday.
He wasn't here this week. There's only 3 of us.
Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
There's a mild danger that this has been done before, but I don't think it has been.
We'll let you know, Brother Murphy.
I know you will. The audience will. This was published February the 19th, so I feel pretty confident that we're good here. New London, Wisconsin. A Wisconsin elementary school teacher has been arrested after being accused of using cocaine in the classroom. Laurie Laubenstein, 58. I have a photograph of Ms. Laubenstein, and let me tell you something.
She looks like she's been doing cocaine for a while.
That's exactly right. She looks like this is not her first coke rodeo.
Yes, sir.
She's facing a charge of possession of cocaine with a modifier of possession of a controlled substance on or near certain places. According to a criminal complaint, authorities said someone made an anonymous tip.
Hello, my name is Julie, and I'm in 3rd grade, and my teacher's doing cocaine.
Anyway, anonymous tip about Laubenstein, a teacher at Lincoln Elementary. The tipster said a school resource officer noticed, quote, changes in Laubenstein's behavior. So,
Changes.
Right. So she's walking down the hall. Ugh, I hate school.
I'm tired.
This sucks. And she goes into the teacher's lounge and comes, hey, guys, what's going on? Everybody doing good? You doing okay? You doing all right? Oh, I love it here. It's great.
Singing songs.
Hello.
Singing show tunes and dancing.
When you want to get down on the ground, cocaine.
Oh, mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy. A kittle eat ivy too, wouldn't you?
The tipster also told police they had seen Laubenstein frequently go to the bathroom with her purse and found bloody tissue and white powder in the restroom area.
That's a sign.
That's a big sign. The tipster further told police, this tipster is the nincompoop. Come on now. Snitches get stitches. The tipster told police that the school principal was informed about the concerns, but, quote, did not take me seriously, end quote. Authorities said a school resource officer took a sample of the white powder to the police station, and it tested positive for cocaine. The school resource officer returned to the school February the 12th with a canine and searched Laubenstein, finding cocaine in her purse and in her coat pocket. According to the New London Police, investigators interviewed her and who told them she had started using cocaine this past August. Police say she admitted that she used cocaine the day before at school and each day before school started, as well as in the classroom and in the teacher's lounge during the school day. Laubenstein told police that she always cleans up after herself and would never put her students in danger.
I always clean up after I snort cocaine.
In elementary school.
You won't find any of the magic dust anywhere near my kids.
I would never put children in danger of jumping on the white horse.
Right.
No. Ken, you're an nincompoop.
This one here's out of Inglewood, Florida. A Florida teenager busted in the dog bed section of Walmart after deputies said he was live streaming himself on TikTok while trying to stay in the store for 24 hours. Shortly after 11 o'clock on Tuesday, January 13th, Charlotte County deputies went to an Inglewood Walmart to investigate a reported burglary. According to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, the caller said there was a man in the store who was actively live streaming to TikTok after the business had closed for the night. Deputies went into the store. They found 18-year-old Isaac Hurley in the dog bed section. Investigators added that Hurley entered the store around 10:15, and he planned to stay inside overnight.
It's nice music.
Deputies said Hurley wanted to get money from TikTok views he got while completing his challenge. While inside the store, deputies said Hurley also removed an iPhone charger from its packaging. He was arrested and charged with burglary of an occupied structure and petty theft for the phone charger. He did not make any money for his TikTok video. Instead, he went to jail.
You're being mean to Ken. Jackson's being mean to you, Ken.
Why, somebody already do this one?
I won with this story a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yes.
I don't remember that. I don't believe it.
Ken, I'm sad to report that it is being corroborated on social media platforms.
Well, son of a biscuit eater.
Ken Weaver, you're a good American. You're a fine man. and you're the finest newsman I've ever known.
Well, thank you.
But you're the loser. Big winner this week, everybody! Yes! Murphy wins!
I thought we had to do rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, wait. No. I can't lose. If Jackson, you're disqualified. You won the 2. I won. Oh, no, I got to win.
Yeah.
Vote for me.
Vote for Ken.
If you want Ken to win, you got to vote for me.
That's true. If you want Ken to win, Ken's DQ'd. So in order to get Ken to win, if you hate me that much, y'all, you can vote for Jackson. Otherwise, vote for Matt Murphy. Nick Boops in the news, so I can be I just want the trophy 1 week. Look at it. It looks so good on me.
I was supposed to have it this week, but y'all hid it from me.
Well, Jackson did the hiding. I didn't have anything to do with that.
I didn't hide it. Somebody else hid it.
Super Dog. Golly, we're like 3 brothers. Super Dog 99.7 WTN. Vote Murphy. Friends, Eurofix understands the goal of fixing your automobile. They understand it and have for over 26 years. And here I am to tell you that at Eurofix, they're continuing the mission started by their founder, Aaron Stokes. Obviously, we mourn the loss of Aaron. It is a tremendous loss for our entire community. But please let us know, or rather, we want you to know, that they still carry on that legacy. They still carry on the quest that Aaron started so many years ago. Back in 1999, Aaron Stokes was by himself in a one-car garage in downtown Franklin. A few months later, he moved into a shop in a barn behind his house. And for 26 years, he kept a commitment not just to his family, but to his employees and to his community. Nashville, Franklin, Belmead, Murfreesboro, and Mount Juliet, and more to come. All work performed with a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. Eurofix says they care, they're committed to excellence, and they believe in this community. MyEurofix.com. That's MyEurofix.com.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. Got that nationwide recall underway for Trader Joe's chicken fried rice. Federal inspectors confirming reports of glass contamination in the packages. Take it back to the store or just throw it away. Whatever you do, don't eat it. Check your freezer if you've got Trader Joe's chicken fried rice with Best By dates ranging from September to November of this year. Get rid of it. President Trump imposing a new new 10% global tariff just hours after the Supreme Court struck down his earlier tariffs. He's invoking Section 122 of the 1974 Trade Act, which allows temporary tariffs for up to 150 days. Trump says existing tariffs under Sections 232 and 301 will remain fully in place. Then he sharply criticized the court's 6-3 ruling, calling it deeply disappointing.
They're just being fools and lapdogs for the rhinos and the radical left Democrats, and not that this should have anything at all to do with it. They're very unpatriotic and disloyal to our Constitution.
A group of small businesses who sued the Trump administration over tariffs prevailed at the Supreme Court. Here's ABC's Peter Haralambous.
The landmark case was led by a group of small business owners, including New York-based wine importer Victor Schwartz.
It's like winning a gold medal. It's like you've just come through this whole thing, this long process, and you come out on top. It's incredible.
But Schwartz acknowledged that the road ahead is uncertain and said the process of getting a refund for the tariffs will likely be a challenge. The Supreme Court did not outline a mechanism for refunds, and Trump has suggested the process will be litigated over the next 2 years. Peter Haralambous, ABC News, New York.
That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Northbound 65, brake tapping up to the South Loop. Eastbound 440, lot of brake tapping. Then it clears up a little bit once you get past Nolensville Pike. Millersville, we've got a crash that's impacting both directions of 65. Right now going northbound, you've got the right shoulder blocked past Louisville Highway. Southbound, you've got 2 lanes blocked. That's going to be just before Louisville Highway. And then in Fairview, we're seeing reports of a stalled vehicle blocking the center lane, 40 eastbound, right there at exit 182. I'm Ken Weaver.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. What's up, friends? It's the final hour of the week. It's a free-for-all First Amendment Freestyle Friday. Final hour is kind of crazy. It is anything goes, and anybody, any all-comers, give us a call at 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. If there's any subject matter that we've not covered over the course of the week that you want to cover today, let's do it. You've got an hour to get it out, or less than that now, 52 minutes to be precise. Gentlemen, I am pleased to announce that, it doesn't please me to announce that Ken Weaver got Dairy Queened. But he did.
That's all right, as long as it's coming with ice cream.
Hey, Ken.
Yes, sir.
Did you understand why I was playing the sad music?
I do not.
Could you hear the sad music?
Yeah, I could. But my news training just says just keep on going.
That's a brilliant man. Brilliant man. Pro. Absolute
That
pro.
is the truth.
Absolute pro.
How professional Ken is.
No, Ken is insane. No, Ken, y'all don't even know.
Because you didn't miss a beat. I was playing all kinds of noise and
womp, 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 womp.
I just kept.
He just kept going.
Plowed right through it and kept going with the story.
But
It was great.
Let me tell you, when Ken's doing the news, there are occasions when Ken Weaver's been doing the news. For example, on the Chad Benson show, and Matt Murphy gets here, and Matt Murphy really wants to say something to Ken Weaver. I really want to talk to Ken about something. And I just plow right through that on-air sign, and I just go right into News Closet B, and I'm like, hey, Ken, here's John B. Show. I saw something. And Ken Weaver's, he's just doing the news in there, man. He just doesn't miss a beat. Did you ever experience hijinks and pranks back in the day, Ken, when we could get away with that in radio?
No, I don't recall anything like that.
I had my first job in radio was at WTWA, WTHO. It was a combo AM/FM. WTHO was a 3,000-watt country music FM station. Your better country FM. And WTWA was 1240 on your AM dial, the heart of Thompson. Your favorite easy listening hits from the 40s to the 80s. Anyway, WTWA would do top and bottom of the hour news. They would do mutual news typically at the top of the hour and then local news at the bottom of the hour. And I'm 15 to 16, and I'm wet behind the ears, and I don't know what's going on. And these full-time guys that are working, and there were, back in the day for being a small radio station, there were a lot of people working there. And Steve Ferguson, God rest his soul, Steve has passed on now. Steve was a huge fella, and he was the morning guy on the country music station, but he would come in on Saturdays, and sometimes he would stop by in the evenings to pick stuff up when I was there. And I remember I'd only been there about a month, and I'd met Steve on a couple of occasions, and, he's a fun guy. He's a, just friendly guy. And he's talking to me, and I was like, Steve, I'm sorry to tell you, I've got to prepare the news. Because we had a news director that would put the news out for us, right? 2 or 3 news stories with an actuality or two, and then we would deliver the news. And I was like, Steve, I'm very sorry, but I've got to focus on this news. I've got to do this newscast.
Yes,
so
sir.
I've got to ask you to leave.
Yes, sir. Get out.
And he was like, well, that's fine. I understand that. You've got a job to do. But yeah, I'll come back when you're done.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. And so I start my newscast, and I'm in the middle of a news story, and I hear a bump on the glass into the hallway. And so at radio stations, I guess I should describe it, the view that I have as a huge window into Jackson's control room, and then another window back to Ken. And so it's a window very similar to the one between Jackson and I, out into the hallway area where people are coming and going. And I'm reading the news, and I hear, and I look up, and Steve has dropped his pants, and he has pressed like 2 large canned hams, his behind up against the glass. And I lost it. Did not know that type of thing happened. So about a week later, Steve is back. You know, we're doing same thing, same deal next Saturday, right? And I'm like, man, you're not getting me anymore. You just get out here, you go on. And I shut the door and put a chair against the door to the studio.
So nobody can get in.
So nobody can get in. Well, there's a back entrance to the studio through the transmitter room. And so I'm sitting at Ken. We still smoked in the radio station back then.
Oh, those were great days.
Those were good days. And I'm standing, you know, and I'm trying to be, 16 years old. I'm reading the news.
You're doing the news.
And as I'm doing my newscast, I hear something behind me. And Steve has walked up behind me and has lit a Zippo lighter and lights my news on fire.
Now that's a new one.
And left.
Wow.
And so I paused. I felt good about how I reacted to it. I paused. I turned off the mic. I threw the news on the floor. I stomped it out. I picked it back up, and I finished my newscast.
That's the way to go, Brother Murphy.
And and Steve, eventually, I'm like, would you please stop messing with me? He goes, son, there's only one way that you're going to get good at this business. Work through adversity. I'm like, well, thank you, Steve.
So were those just the greatest hits, or were there?
Oh, there was plenty more. Oh, there's plenty more.
I thought about putting petroleum jelly on Ken's keyboard. Or peanut butter or something.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. It'd just be funny.
That would shut down the news right there, man. I mean, you do that to a keyboard and it's done.
I
thought I would just break Ken's keyboard.
Yeah, I thought I would just walk back there with a hammer and start smashing his computer system while he's doing the news. I thought that'd be real funny, too.
What'd you think about that?
By the way, voting is over, and I have won for the day. Although, Jackson, it was a fair fight based on your little shenanigans, your little trickery, trying to get people to vote for you in an effort to get Ken Weaver the tie.
Well, he was appealing to the Vols Nation, and we're in the heart of it. Well, not the heart of it.
Well,
Knoxville's the heart of it.
But still, we're in smack dab in the middle of it.
Bunch of Vols fans.
It was a fair fight, but it looks as if Matt Murphy has taken the gold. Thank you for all of you for your participation. And thank you. I can't tell you enough how appreciative I am of all of the votes that we received this week.
You know what? I almost didn't go with that story. I've got a story saved for next week. You boys are not going to be able to beat.
Let me tell you something. It is
it's getting difficult to find these stories.
Mm.
People just aren't getting naked like they used to.
Well, they are, but we've got 3. Well, they are, but
you people need to get on it.
It's happening, but we're mining from the same places.
Everybody run in the street naked and get arrested. I need an nincompoop next week.
Well, you're not going to get to go first. I will get to go first. So, yeah, y'all go ahead and get out there and get naked.
I mean, I'm actually typing in things like, show me news stories about naked people who are drunk back-talking police.
Our Google search
somewhere,
history.
I was about to say, somewhere at IT, they're going, what in the hell?
Who is this Weaver fella?
Why does this guy keep looking up indecent exposure arrests?
Allison, can we have a conference call with you about this Kenneth Weaver fella? It was something about. Anyway. So there you go. There's Nincompoops in the news. Brent says Jackson is growing on me. Well, that makes one of us, Brent.
Seriously.
Tell about that lady that called in to sell stuff and you messed with her. Actually,
Wait, what?
We did.
I got to look at this one story a listener sent me. I may save it for next week, too. But I got to find out if it's real.
Yeah, see, that's the trouble, is that some of these are fake stories and people are just... So, Jackson, back in the day, we did a segment on Saturday mornings. Actually, I think they did it every day, but I only did it on Saturday mornings. And it was called The Wheeler Dealer Show. It was formerly known as The Swap Shop. A lot of local radio stations used to do this back in the day, where people would submit. It was basically the classified ads on the radio, Jackson, where you could buy, sell, or trade items on the radio. And so I would have a list as the announcer. They'd play an open. It's time for the Wheeler Dealer Show on WTWA, the Heart of Thompson. And you could call in to the Wheeler Dealer Show, and you could talk about what you had to sell. And if no one would call, so if people called, I would take the telephone calls. Hello, you're on the Wheeler Dealer Show. What do you got? And they would say, well, I'm selling firewood today, and if you'd like to buy some firewood for the weekend, give me a call, blah, blah, blah. Or I'm looking to buy
this was before electricity?
Bush hog and blah, blah. I mean, this is back in the day, buddy. This is real radio. You need to know this. We did this between the obituaries, and I'm not kidding about doing the obituaries. We used to read the obituaries on the air.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
And that was a big moneymaker, too.
It was indeed.
The funeral homes, they loved it.
Whew.
So one day, I get calls from this woman every single day. And she would say the same thing every time. This was when I was 16 years old, and I still can tell you what she said. She would call and she would say, okay, I got a few things to sell. I've got pantsuits. I've got coat suits of various sizes. I have Tams made by hand, and I have several bicycles, including the 10-speed. And if anybody would want any of this, you can call 465-3470. Okay, bye-bye. Now, that's the telephone number, 465-3470. And she would say the same thing every day.
I loved it.
So I'm 16, and you just let her go, and she would hang up. 465-3470. Okay, bye-bye.
Yep.
And so one day, I just wanted to engage. I wanted to interact with her, right? Because I thought she was funny. And so she's like, I got pantsuits. I've got coat suits of various sizes for sale. I've got Tams made by hand, and I have several bicycles. One of them is a 10-speed. And I said, excuse me, ma'am. Well, what kind of 10-speed bicycle is that? And there's this long pause, and she said, if anybody wants any of this, call and I said, 465-3470. And she said, okay, bye-bye. She was pissed. I had messed up her flow.
Oh, man.
I messed up her rhythm, man. Oh, I used to love those days. I also had a woman call me every Saturday and ask me what the temperature was going to be at her house at 3:45.
Did you tell her to go out with a thermometer and get back to you?
I'm like, come on, man. I would just, so I tried to explain to her that I had no way of knowing.
Did you just make it up?
I started making it up. Because we had, we would deliver the forecast, and I would know that highs would be in the lower 70s, and it's going to be 74, ma'am. And you know what she would say? Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Goodbye. She's very, very pleased. Did not want me to tell. I was like, ma'am, ma'am, while I would love to tell you that, I can't possibly predict because I don't know where you live. Would you please just tell me what the temperature is going to be at my home at 3:45? And I'm thinking maybe a kid was getting off the bus. I think that was the deal, but I'm not sure. Anyway.
I loved doing that show. I did that show at a small station.
The Swap Shop?
No, we called it Tradio.
Oh, Tradio. That's another good name.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, it was so fun. It was so fun. Man, you get some characters, too.
Oh, man. People wanting to buy, just the weirdest crap. And selling the weirdest stuff, too. It was...
I had a lady who would call, and the first time she had a condition, but I didn't know the first time she called. I said, Tradio, you're on the air, and all you hear is,
oh, no. Oh, no.
I was, all right, you have a great day. Anyway, like a couple of calls later, a lady's, told me that, Ken, that's, I can't remember what her name, Miss something. But after that, every time she would call, I would say, well, good morning to you. And I'd say, I hope you're having a great day. And she'd call every day. And it just wasn't a big thing.
So you get you don't get those types of characters anymore. We had a guy, Ken, that did a radio show on Saturday mornings. It was Greg Harden. And he did Greg Harden's old time radio hour.
Yeah, you told me about this guy.
Oh, my God.
Hour.
Old Time Radio Hour, and he would get on the air and he would play like old timey, old school Hank Williams bluegrass music.
Oh man!
And he would, I remember the intro that he would do. It was Little Roy Lewis was the artist that did the intro, and he would always start his show the same way. Thank you, Little Roy, and welcome to Greg Harden's Old Time Radio Hour. We got a big old show for y'all today.
Big old show.
We're gonna introduce you to Ms. Martha Johnson, who served her country as a nurse during World War II. We'll do that in the second hour. We'll talk to Wormy Newton of Wormy's Feed and Seed, the only man I know that'll cut his toenails with a chainsaw. He said that because Wormy Newton only had 3 toes on 1 foot. But anyway. And he would say, and Ken, you'll get this. He would have he's slip cued a record, right?
Oh, yes.
Like a country music record. And he's got and so what that means is the turntable is turning.
Yeah.
But he's got his thumb on the record, so it's not playing.
Right.
And he's holding that record. And he would say, and he would just own that. He would chew the room. And he would say, but before we get into any of these things, ladies and gentlemen, would you do old Greg one little favor? Would you walk over and pick up that old telephone, call one friend or neighbor, and tell them that Greg Harden is on the air? And he would, as he said air, he would take that thumb off that slip cue and bow, 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 bow. Oh, my God, so good.
This business is so fun.
Well, it is. It is still fun. I mean, I almost said it used to be, but it's still fun.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. It was this radio station. We are allowed to be ourselves.
That is correct.
And that's how we do radio on WTN is a lot like how it was back in the 80s.
I agree.
Where, man, we're just connecting with the audience. Yeah, I mean, I've never been allowed to do news and be a personality while I do news.
Right.
Wherever I've been, they didn't really want you to do that.
No, you just did the news.
You just did the news. And you better sound a certain way while you do the news. You can't you can't go up and you can't go down. You just, you just got to do it straight on. But I think that's why it's so fun working here we're able to just make such a connection with the people.
Well, we try to. I mean, and it's just life, right? I mean, we talk a lot about politics. We talk a lot about things going on in the world. But, I mean, we talk about life more than anything. And Ken, I don't want to, while we're taking these trips down memory lane, talk about Tradio and old-time radio, we're talking about our radio past. We should allow Jackson in on this conversation. Jackson, tell us how radio was 6 months ago.
I was here.
See what I did, though? See,
it's a young joke because you're ancient.
30 years from now, when Ken Weaver and Matt Murphy are long in the ground, Jackson, you'll be telling these stories. I knew a guy,
Brother Jackson.
Big old loud mouth, used to yell on the radio all the time. And you know what, people, there'll be some young buck sitting over there where you are while you're saying that, and you know what they're thinking? Well, this old fart.
I don't know. Another 6 months, I might be in the asylum.
Well, if we go another second, we're all going to be unemployed. It's 26 after the hour at Super Talk. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy. Let's talk about your water. I got accused of bragging on my perfect water on the Super Text line a minute ago. Well, I mean, I do. I have great water, and I was told so by Robert at Better Water. It's the nice thing to know that if you've got good water and you're A-OK, they're not going to try to upsell you on these things. But the bottom line is this. For most of us, for 98% of the people that are listening to me right now, your water's got some issues, right? Either iron or sulfur, chlorine, bacteria, even E. coli. Yes, everything and anything can be in that water system. Well, at Better Water LLC, they offer a full range of water treatment options for you, from a reverse osmosis unit to water softeners, specialized filters, UV lights, and much, much more. Home or office. They do it at Better Water LLC. They're based out of Smyrna. They treat all of Middle Tennessee. These are the guys that treat the water at your coffee shop and at the hospital. It's time for them to treat the water at your home. BetterWater.com. That's BetterWater.com, or give them a call, 615-355-6063 for Better Water LLC. Our family, our friends at Eurofix want to thank you for all of your warm wishes in the aftermath of the loss of Aaron Stokes. You know, Aaron ran a commercial for a while, and you might still hear it from time to time on the radio because the family's asked us to keep it going, that you do all the good you can by all the means you can and all the ways you can and all the places you can at all the times you can to all the people you can for as long as you can. And that's the way that Aaron ran his company for 26 years. And that's the way that Eurofix will continue to run for many, many years to come. They believe in repairing European vehicles at below dealer pricing. What sets them apart isn't just price. It's a deep commitment to quality. It's a deep commitment to their employees, a deep commitment to their customer. Free 15-minute no-wrench inspection to share what's going on. A 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty on all repair work performed. Rental cars available at every location and every appointment. 5 locations to serve. It's Nashville, Franklin, Murfreesboro, Belmead, and Mount Juliet. Call 844-EUROFIX. That's 844-EUROFIX or myEurofix.com. SuperTalk 99.7 WTN. If WKRP in Cincinnati were a news station, LOL. That's from 3043. And I saw this from 3043, but 3043 wrote earlier in the week, y'all are running out of stories or not looking hard enough for nincompoops in the news. This segment's losing steam, sort of like that movie challenge, Bad Santa.
I'm ready to bring the movie challenge back.
I'm watching Bad Santa this weekend. We're bringing it back.
You and Jay snuggled up on the couch
together. No, Jay's coming over on Sunday. I'm watching Bad Santa tonight or tomorrow. But one of those 2 days, I'm watching Bad Santa.
That's going to be a long slog.
I know. That's the problem, Ken.
It's a great movie.
Ken keeps bad-mouthing it, and it keeps me away from it, Jackson. And then I get into the hard stuff, and, you know, I'm not interested anymore.
You know what I'm interested in?
What's that?
The news.
It's time for the news on SuperTalk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. Big recall underway after 4 complaints were filed. People finding glass in their frozen chicken fried rice bought at Trader Joe's. It's Trader Joe's chicken fried rice sold across the United States at only Trader Joe's locations. Officials say the product may still be in your freezer if you bought some. If it is, you need to get rid of it or take it back to the store for a refund. In our nation's capital, President Trump moving quickly to restore parts of his tariff agenda after a major Supreme Court defeat. The president says he'll impose a new 10% global tariff effective immediately to replace the now invalidated International Emergency Economic Powers Act of duties. Trump attacked the 6 justices who shot them down, including some additional criticism for the 2 he himself had appointed to the court, Justices Gorsuch and Barrett.
I think it's an embarrassment to their families. You want to know the truth? The 2 of them.
This new tariff is temporary. It cannot last beyond 150 days without congressional approval. Trump also announced new trade investigations that could lead to further tariffs in the coming months. Money news, Chuck Sievertson.
Stocks had been flipping between small gains and losses before the Supreme Court struck down most of President Trump's tariffs. The Dow ended up 230 points. The S&P gained 47. The Nasdaq grew 203. Investors do remain cautious, especially after President Trump said he would use other avenues to put tariffs on countries. The tariff decision overshadowed discouraging reports from earlier in the day that showed slowing U.S. economic growth and accelerating inflation. On the losing end of Wall Street was Akamai Technologies, which lost 14% after offering a forecast that fell short of expectations. On the winning end was Comfort Systems, which rose 6% after the provider of heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and electrical services reported a stronger profit for the latest quarter than analysts expected. General Motors recalling nearly 45,000 vehicles because the transmission control valve could fail, causing the rear wheels to lock up.
That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, we picked up a couple of other crashes. Berry Hill, 65 northbound, just past Armory Drive. Got a stalled vehicle in Franklin. That's getting in the way. 65 southbound, right after I-840. And Antioch, a wreck, 24 westbound at Harding Place. Got a stalled vehicle off on the right shoulder in Fairview, 40 eastbound, Fairview-Dixon. And in Millersville, got that crash still affecting both directions of 65. It is on the right shoulder, is blocking the right shoulder, that is northbound past Louisville Highway. And then it is 2 lanes, blocking 2 lanes, that is southbound 65 before Louisville Highway. I'm Ken Weaver.
You know what? One of the things I love about Contours, ContoursLLC.com, is that Keith and his team, they keep the phone open late. So if you call at 36 after 6, odds are Keith will answer or he'll get right back to you. Why? Because he wants to be there when you need him. He wants to schedule that appointment when you're ready to schedule that appointment. And he wants to help you lose the weight that you've been trying to get off, help you lose those inches that you've been trying to get off as well. Friends, you can get a belly buster special at Contours LLC for $99. And you are guaranteed to lose 2 inches around your midsection, or you don't even pay the $99. That's a special value that is increasingly valuable, but they know you'll lose over 2. Matter of fact, I went in 2.67 inches in my midsection. First treatment alone. This is what it's all about, folks. It's non-invasive. It is red light therapy. It works. It's an ultra slim body contouring that guarantees you'll lose that first 2 inches, or your first treatment is free. Friends, I've gone through the process, and I know it's painless, it's safe, it's great, and it's for the men and the ladies, and you need to make the call that so many others have made. 615-236-9960, 615-236-9960, or visit ContoursLLC.com and schedule your appointment today. Yeah, we're winding down the week. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I got a couple of rants to get into before we'll say goodnight and call it a weekend. Yes, one of them has to do with NES, Nashville Electric Service. Yes, we know that the head of Nashville Electric Service makes $654,000 in total compensation. That's what we were told. WSMV Channel 4 did a report on that. Mayor Freddie O'Connell, we reported for you exclusively on the Matt Murphy Show that agents from, well, I won't say from, agents working in conjunction with Finn Partners. Finn Partners has a multi-million-dollar contract with Nashville Electric Service, okay? This is a contract to protect Nashville Electric Service from the General Assembly. It's a contract to work with the General Assembly to make sure that they have a good working relationship, and I'm sure they do other things. It's a multi-year, multi-million-dollar contract. Finn Partners, apparently, they weren't enough, and so NES subcontracted or contracted out other public relations partnerships with other organizations in an effort to squash criticism and complaint about their woefully inadequate preparation and response to the ice storms of about a month ago, or less than a month ago. We were first and exclusive to report to you that Freddie O'Connell met with agents from these organizations, associates with Finn Partners, the weekend before the Monday that he announced that there would be this big blue ribbon commission, right? Remember, the mayor of Nashville said, my response is we'll have this 2026 Winter Storm Response Commission. Oh, boy, a commission. And we all know what commissions get done. Nothing. And the mayor was very proud of the fact that he had his Blue Ribbon Winter Storm Response Commission named, which will deliver its final report sometime in 2026, one expects. And now that they've gone on to name some of the names on this commission, there are more questions as to what this commission is all about. Now, I believe that the commission itself is a red herring. I don't believe that it is designed to get anything done. I believe that it is designed to deflect responsibility. I don't think that Freddie O'Connell has any interest in doing anything about leadership at NES. Sadly, feckless Freddie is so worried about upsetting people that he doesn't seem to understand how many people were impacted or affected by these storms and how awfully Nashville Electric Service did and how ultimately that's his responsibility. And I hope that people remember this when it's time to go vote. I don't care what your politics are. I don't care if you're liberal, conservative. I don't care. Freddie can't keep the he can't keep the lights on. Can't keep the electricity flowing. Can't manage storms. Has taxed Nashville into oblivion to the point that he has or is in the process of killing the goose that lays the golden eggs. When asked about these businesses that are closing down, like possibly Arnold's or Peg Leg Porker or Acme Feed, and say, "Oh, well, not my job to keep those open. Need to pay your damn taxes, peons. Take a knee, pay the bill, morons." That's the attitude he has. But we told you at the time that this commission was a bunch of nothing. A bunch of nothing. Designed in a room where people were trying to cover their own asses, and that's what the commission came out of. A spirit of covering their own butts. Well, now Mayor Freddie O'Connell is admitting it to the Tennessee Star. And kudos to Michael Patrick Leahy and his organization. They do great work over there. Leahy reports. Now, they wanted to know because when the list came out of the people on this commission, on the list was former Governor Phil Bredesen. And Phil Bredesen was tapped to chair the 2026 Winter Storm Response Commission. Bredesen is a co-founder of an organization called Silicon Ranch, a green energy company that does business with, wait for it now, Nashville Electric Service. Interesting, huh? So Bredesen co-founded an organization, a company that does business, a green energy company, by the way, that does business with the Nashville Electric Service. The Tennessee Star reached out to Mayor Freddie O'Connell's office and asked, was that not a conflict of interest when Bredesen is charged with the task of coming up with a nonpartisan report, a fair and balanced report on the efficacy of the actions before, during, and after the storm by NES. How can you be non-biased when you're doing business with the company? O'Connell's response will not surprise you. Quote, this commission was created to review the entire winter response. The mayor told the Star, while NES matters may be reviewed by the commission has no formal authority over NES, so there cannot be any material conflict, just as having the vice mayor or a council member does not present a conflict to Metro. He went on to add the commission has a well-rounded set of experiences among its membership. Bredesen obviously served as governor of Tennessee until 2011, left office, became one of the founders of Silicon Ranch, a green energy company that runs solar panel plants generating renewable energy. The energy is sold to the TVA, which enables Vanderbilt to reach its climate goals by offsetting emissions through renewable energy credits obtained through agreements with Nashville Electric Service and TVA. The project went online April of 2023 when NES CEO Teresa Broyles-Applin stated, NES is proud to collaborate with Vanderbilt, TVA, and Nashville's own Silicon Ranch to reduce carbon emissions in our region. In other words, and I won't get too far in the weeds in it, this commission is nothing. It is a slap in your face. It is designed to avoid responsibility to the point that people forget that this happened. It's designed to get us to the summer months where a commission report will come out and it will find that they should have done this or they should have done that. And the after-action report indicates that they need to do this better and need to do that better. And no one will be held responsible. Not the board members, not the CEO, no, and not Freddie O'Connell, nobody. The only people that have the ability to hold anyone accountable in any of this would be the voters of Davidson County, sadly, and the General Assembly. And the General Assembly's ready to act because Freddie won't. He's feckless. He's afraid of his own shadow. Otherwise, why in the world would you not act like a leader and demand better accountability from a municipality-owned monopoly like Nashville Electric Service? Instead, we're going to empower and impanel a blue ribbon task force commission. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. This commission is going to meet. They're going to have lunches. They're going to charge those lunches on the taxpayers and the ratepayers. They're going to meet in the evening times, maybe have a few drinks. Oh, they're going to get together. It's going to be a bully time. And they'll come out with a report eventually, and that report will wag its finger and talk about some of the things that should have been seen that weren't seen and unforeseen circumstances and the unprecedented nature of this ice storm indicated to me that maybe they should have. And, you know, hindsight's 20/20, guys, and we can't be casting aspersions or blaming people for things that they couldn't have foreseen. And nothing will be done. And that's the way bureaucracy works. That's the way that liberal Democrats protect each other. That's the way that all of this works. And in the meantime, people are dead. People are dead. I believe that at least 2 of the people that died as a result of the incompetency of Teresa Broyles Applin. Because of her insistence that she worry about renewable energy and green energy and the canopy, for God's sakes, instead of worrying about keeping the lights on for the people that absolutely had to have electricity, had to have heat. And they didn't. When they needed it most, they didn't have it. Oh, but y'all have your commission meetings. Y'all enjoy yourselves. We'll just eat cake. 51 after the hour on Super Talk. If your heater's not working, if you're frustrated by that, maybe you are worried about the AC coming up, you're going to see a hotter, it might not be for the next few weeks, but eventually it's going to get hotter around these parts, and it's time to go ahead and make that schedule appointment with Efficient Heating and Cooling. I remind you this twice a year, once in the fall when it starts getting cool, and once in the late winter, early spring when it starts getting warm outside, that if you're trying to figure out if you need to replace your unit, the first thing you need to do is get a maintenance on that unit to let Jeff Eddy and his team look over it. And when they do, they'll let you know how much life you have left. And with regular maintenance, you can extend the life of that air conditioner unit. You can extend the life of your heating unit as well. And you never pay over $125 in their service area. That's their commitment to you. Efficient Heating and Cooling keep their overhead low. They keep their invoices small. No overtime rates on the weekends or in the evenings. You pay the same 24/7. And they're an Elite Pro partner with Rheem. So when the time comes for you to replace your unit, they have a large variety of units available at their disposal, and they can recommend the one that's right for you and your family. Efficient Heating and Cooling website, efficienthvac.net. That's efficienthvac.net, or call 615-784-4424, 784-4424 for Efficient. Super Talk 99.7 WTN winding up a good week. I think so. How would you grade the week, Jackson? A, B, C, D, or F?
I give me and Ken Weaver A's. I give you a D-.
A D-?
Passing.
It begs the question, why am I getting such a negative report?
Because you have the trophy now.
And
I'm bitter.
It's in my room. I went ahead and put it in the studio to make sure that you didn't attempt to abscond with it over the weekend. I think it was very important that it got as far away from you as possible. 0249, day number 7. Good for you, my friend. So I've got a listener. I'm not going to name him, but I've got a listener that has taken me up on my Murphy challenge for you smokers. I smoked from the age of 15 to the age of 32. I'm now 52, so I have been quit smoking longer than I actually smoked. I smoked for 17 years, obviously. That's, doing the math. When I initially tried to stop smoking, I used the patch, the nicotine patch. And it drove me insane and gave me horrible dreams and didn't work because I didn't want to quit smoking. My granddad told me years and years ago that the only thing you need to quit smoking is to want to. Everything else is inside of you. And I did not understand that until I started really wanting to quit smoking, and then I fully understood it. However, it was very valuable to me, 2 things. Number one, it was important to me that I reminded myself that I did not smoke. You're not trying to quit smoking. You're not attempting to quit smoking. You're not yearning to quit. You don't smoke. And count. Every day that you don't smoke, you wake up in the morning and you say, it's day 1 that I don't smoke. It's day 2 that I don't smoke. It's day 3 that I don't smoke. Sorry, I had to sneeze. It's day 4 that I don't sneeze. And eventually those numbers start mattering to you. And you recognize that if you take one little puffy, you're all the way back to 0. And so my good friend is on day 7. Congratulations. You got this in you. All you need to do is to want to, and you've got this. Hey, have a great weekend, friends. Enjoy your loved ones. Hug your loved ones. We'll be back on Monday. Until then, so long, everybody.
Hey, this is Pastor Al, and join us on Super Talk 99.7, Sunday evenings from 7 to 8. We're going to look at the news from a biblical perspective.